Okay, testing, testo, 1, 2. Let's see. Can't turn down the music. Oh, sure enough. Okay, whatever. Do what I want. The screen. There we go. Yay! Hello. Let me see if I grab Scott. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. Okay. Ready, Scott. I'll crack open a soda. Bacha. Yay. Delicioso. Okay. Ba-ba-da.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
What's hi? I don't know.
Nothing. I'm just crying that it's supposedly spring and we're still getting 3 or 4 inches of snow.
Oh, fun. I mean, that's better than having a goddamn tornado.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
So, yeah. I survived a freaking tornado. So, you know, that's fun.
Alright, fair enough. First world problems.
Yeah. I didn't have the game up yet. I need to bring it up. Do. Up. Let me go to this. There we go. Weird. What the? Where can I see the? Hey, what's up? Hey, hello, how are you? Why is my? Oh, there we go. That was weird. Hey, nothing much. Hello. Welcome to the stream. I don't know why there's this white bar at the bottom for this. It's very strange. Can I? Maybe in options I can fix that. Can I do that? Does that fix it? That fix it? Okay, I fixed it. Cool.
Nice.
And then let me show you. That was bothering me so much last time. I'm like, why was there a weird, like, thing at the bottom of the screen and I didn't know why. What has happened? Hello? What's happening? What is happening right now? Hello? What has happened? What the fuck? Why? What is happening? Hold on. Ah! Why? Okay, I hear you. Why can't I hear the game?
I can't hear the game either. I don't think you have the
What?
sound settings on properly. Maybe.
What? Options. Audio. Music on. Let's restart the game. Why not? Let's try that. Try to restart it. Okay. Okay, now the sound's back on. Let me go away thing. Go away. I don't care. Okay, share that to you. Okay. Okay, there we go. It's all good now. You can hear it?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. We're cool. Alright, we can play more! The Great Ace Attorney Chronicles! Last time we were accused of murdering our best friend / lover. Definitely.
Non-canon, yes.
Yeah.
And non-canon lover, yes.
Totally. Just like
yes.
how... Totally just like how Phoenix and... It's worth it. Totally not.
Oh yeah.
Totally.
Right.
Anyway, he's dead now. And we're being accused of murdering him after we snuck onto the boat where he's going. Our friend was going to Great Britain to study, and we hitched a ride. Yeah, we were stowaways.
Makes us look bad immediately.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But yeah, he's dead now. He was Mordor. And unfortunately, we have to deal with this crazy steampunk boy, Great British kid.
Yes. And he's apparently world famous, and our
the world famous Herlock Shlomes.
And our jailer girl,
who keeps flipping us. Yes.
Is also a massive fan of this person and just completely turns off her brain when she talks to him.
Yes. Last time we found out there was kind of another stowaway who was the ballerina girl who was pretending to be generic Russian man.
Oh yes, generic Russian man.
Yeah, but we saw through her disguise pretty quickly. But yeah, don't think she's a murderer. That'd be weird. I don't think she has anything to do with the dude's death. But still, she probably knows something. The Unbreakable Speckled Band, right. 9th of January, SS Foria First Class Cabin Passageway. Oh, can we look at the court record stuff? Paper seal that was on our wardrobe, well, Kazuma's wardrobe, to be like, hey, don't open my closet, don't open my wardrobe. Thanks, even though, because we were hiding in there. This is our buddy, he's dead, he wrote something down in Russian, it said wardrobe, in purple ink. An article on the front page of a Russian newspaper that says this revolutionary dude flees Russia, and then the ballerina. And we got Kazuma's diary, which according to the last entry he made before he died, he spied in what appeared to be a speckled band. Right, he saw a speckled band from the air vent, which the air vent connects to the room with the ballerina. So, yeah. Alright. I wish we hadn't been thrown out like that. I wish we'd managed to find some clues as to what that speckled band might be. We didn't manage to investigate at all. And I imagine... Hey, buddy! Hey. We won't be able to for a while longer. We'll never get past that sailor guarding the door. He's clearly glaring at us, as if to say, don't even think about it. Oh, wait a minute. What is it? Well, what happened to our great detective friend? Where did he go? Oh yes, he's completely disappeared. When did he do that? He slipped away as quickly as the wind, but not before ensuring these were securely back on my wrists. Yeah, the detective dude is freaking crazy. Okay. Let's look around a bit. Cheese. A trap for catching mice. Yes, we have plenty of those back in Japan, although they seem to be using a lump of chalk or something as bait. Let me see. Yes, I think that's what is called cheese. It's made from the milk of cows. Cheese? I wonder what that tastes like. You can't eat it, Naruhodo-san. The trap will snap shut on your fingers. Yeah, Japan didn't really have cheese.
Wow.
Yeah.
I feel sorry for them.
Yeah. It wasn't until after, more trading routes and stuff were made. Really? But, I suppose you're right. You weren't actually going to try it, were you? All I've had to eat for the past couple of weeks is Kazuma's leftovers. You don't know how hungry I've been in that wardrobe. Poor you. I'll find a little snack for you later. Thanks.
Sounds like sarcasm.
Yeah.
Your friend is dead, but you're hungry.
Yeah, it's fine. First class cabin number 1. Yes, that's our cabin. Not our cabin, it's Kazuma-sama's. Sorry? Your accommodation, is confined to the wardrobe inside the cabin. You know how to make a stowaway feel small, don't you? As small as the wardrobe I've been calling home. Anyway, I wonder if Inspector Hosonaga has managed to uncover any new clues. Right, the detective dude we met before from the other case. He's on the ship.
Yes.
He disguised himself as a sailor. Yes, we should probably go find him and ask. That is a good thing to do. Hey, buddy. Hi. I really wish we'd had a chance to look around in Miss Pavlova's cabin. Hey, Stroganoff. What? Why do you look like that? You want something? Maybe you want me to throw you out again, Oh, no, definitely not that. Next time I have to throw you out, I show you where lobsters spend winter. Understand? I understand. Maybe I should steer clear of him until he's forgotten my face. That may be a while. I don't think he'll ever forget your face, Naruhodo-san. Thanks. I already looked at that. Yeah. Yeah, they don't understand how islands work. It's like, no, it's not floating. Oh, jeez. Oh my gosh. Why is there a freaking... Go away. Freaking spam bot in my chat. That's so annoying.
Great.
Yeah, that's annoying. Okay, I'll have to wait for a second to turn the chat back on. That's fine. Okay. Let's move. Let's go back to Kazuma's cabin. Alright. Back in the cabin. Looks like they're still investigating in here. Yes, on that subject, I wonder if Inspector Hosonaga is unscathed. What do you mean, unscathed? Surely you haven't forgotten, have you, Naruhodo-san? Don't you remember what he said about allowing you out of this cabin to investigate? He was going to talk to the captain about it. He said he'd lay his life on the line for you. Oh, yes, but I'm sure he was exaggerating. Let's see what he has to say for himself. He might have some new information for us. You never know. Okay. Back to the stew. You! Where did you go? Sorry. I just went to the next door cabin to investigate. Why? Who gave you permission for this? Well, Seaman Hazunoka did. That new Japanese, was it? Later I shall roll him into a ball and throw him in cold room. Okay. Phew, he's gone back to guarding the door. I hope Inspector Hazunoka doesn't find himself in too much trouble on our account. He's really gone out of his way to help us, hasn't he? When we get back to Japan, we'll have to take him for a steak at La Carnival. That could be a very long time from now, Naruhodo-san. Right. There he is.
Yeah.
He don't look great.
No, that is not.
You're
the
back.
answer is probably no.
Yeah,
it was no.
Yeah. Inspector, what happened to you? Your face is... Please, don't worry about it. They're just scratches. Ain't by a bear, maybe. When I told the captain that I'd give you permission to investigate, he told me he'd pummel me with his fist and then toss me overboard. What? But the pummeling was over in a flash. He must have decided against throwing me overboard. So it was nothing, really. Looks like he wasn't joking when he said he'd lay his life on the line if he had to. Well, thanks to your efforts, we now know a little about the neighboring cabin. Yes, so I understand. Oh! I bumped into a man claiming to be a great detective a little while ago. I think his name was something like Herlock Schloms? I don't think he was German, though. Ah, that explains it. Shall we compare notes, then? We can tell you what we found out. Yes, let's do it! I love Hazunoga. I love this guy. Cabin next door. What? Nikolina Pavlova? She's in the cabin next door? Oh, do you know who she is? Please! What self-respecting ballet fan wouldn't know that graceful? Of course he knows about ballet. I love this guy. I love this guy. He's great.
Yeah, he's like, what's some show with?
I don't know, he's well informed. He's not always the brightest, but like, he's well informed about things. He's great.
He's loyal and professional in a strange kind of weird way. But yes, I guess it's because it's kind of Germany. I guess it
is good. He's always in our corner. I like it. Oops, I think I upset him there. Well, that tells us the neighboring cabin is unrelated to the case, at least. Oh? How? Because angels don't come about committing crimes, do they? Oops, no, I've definitely upset him. Inspector, has your investigation here proved truthful? If I'm honest, there is very little more I can do. Our duty is to make sure the scene isn't disturbed, ready to hand over to the Hong Kong police. So I'm just keeping watch here, trying not to take my eyes off the job. Oh, I see. Ah, there is one thing. I do have a small piece of new information for you. Oh, what? Yes, do tell us, Inspector. New information. What is this new information you have, Inspector? It's this. The Bureau's medical officer has finished his examination of the body and managed to obtain a report. Hell yeah! Oh, Kazuma's post-mortem report? Kazuma-sama. So, what was the cause of death? Damage to the cervical vertebrae is what's written in the report. Oh, he got hit in the back of the neck? Or like in the back of the head?
Or it's a faulty diagnosis is also possible.
I don't know, maybe. You'd have to talk to whoever was the medical dude. His neck was broken? Yes, it would seem so. There were no obvious wounds or other signs of injury, so at first I think they were considering poison. That's what I was thinking too. But it turns out they found no trace of poison in his system at all. Well, what weapon was used then? Don't know. Nothing has been found out yet, but the fact that there are no signs of a wound suggests it may have been a blunt object, something that wouldn't leave a mark. Oh, I see. Something that wouldn't leave a mark. What could that be?
Maybe things violently moved and he got smashed. Perhaps.
Maybe? But it's weird that there wasn't any sort of mark on the outside. Like, that's the weird thing.
Yes, it is strange.
Very weird. Okay. Oh, I see. All the body's nerves run through the spine to the brain. A strong enough impact to the neck could induce death. It is a possibility, and no obvious wound would be left. Poor Kazuma. I have a second copy of the report, if it might be useful. You're welcome to have it. Really? Are you sure? Man, this guy's the best. Yes, it's fine.
He is a bro.
I trust you. Hell yeah. After all, if I didn't trust you, I'd never have agreed to you leaving this cabin in the first place, would I? Yeah, what do you think, Susato? Huh? About trusting us? Huh?
Yeah, she doesn't do that.
Yeah. Postmortem report has been entered into the court record.
Remember, she thinks that not only did we kill the person that she respected, we killed Kazuma-sama. Not Kazuma-san, Kazuma-sama.
Yeah, no. Not Kazuma-senpai. Yeah. Sama. Which is, like, better than teacher. It is, like, almost like God.
Yes.
So that's how much she respected him, which is crazy. Alright. The Great Detective. Let's talk about Crazy Man. Oh, Mr. Slumps was here, was he? Yes, he seemed to be enjoying himself a little too much as he crept about on the floor investigating. Such a weirdo. But then he suddenly left. I suppose he must have become bored. Did he say anything at all? Actually, no, you mentioned it. Yes, just one thing, but he practically shouted it. It's shoe polish! That's all he said. Shoe polish. Wonder what he meant. The mark on the floor? Like right behind there?
Maybe.
Or is that what the little piece of thing is? Like that? And stuff? It was when he was over there by the piece of broken glass, you see? This. Yeah, this thing. On the ground? Perhaps he was talking about this brick-colored mark, do you think? Yes, that must be it. That's shoe polish on the floor. But how could Mr. Slums know that it's shoe polish? That leaves me cold, I'm afraid. I have no idea. What is it, Susato-san? Well, Kazuma-sama was wearing leather shoes with a very dark tan hue. Dark tan. A sort of dark brownish red then. Yes, a little like the color of red wine, but darker. I often repaired them for him. Oh! Does this mean that this mark is made by the polish on Kazuma's shoes as they scuffed on the floor? That's very possible. Okay. So confused what that piece of glass is. Almost looks like a bell? Like half of a bell? Oh no. Weird.
That's strange.
Okay. That's really all I can tell you at this stage. I should return to my post. My fellow crewmen's eyes are boring into the back of my head. Yes, that might be for the best. Thank you. Poor Inspector, you look exhausted. Oh, no. Well, I feel terrible that I failed to protect Azahogi-san. It was my responsibility. Right, that was his mission. Of course, my pain is nothing compared to yours. You were his friends. The truth is, I seem to have had a heavy head ever since I woke this morning. Oh, a heavy head? That's interesting. My head's still throbbing too. Okay.
Carbon dioxide poisoning? Question mark?
I don't know. Let me look back at this again. It is really such a beautiful color, this glass. It looks like whatever it was broken clean in two, but the other half's nowhere to be seen. And then there's the brick-colored mark, which is shoe polish, according to that great detective you seem to know all about. I suppose it must be from Kazuma-sama's shoes. Maybe. What I'd like to know is, how can the detective be so sure that it's shoe polish and not something else? Because he's a great detective, of course. Yeah, sure he is. He's not. He's not that great. He's like 50% great. As in like 50% out of like 100% on a test in the United States. Which is failing, yes. That's hardly a reason, is it? Yeah, that doesn't really help. Okay. So it's clear that those letters were written with the ink that was somehow spilled on the floor, and they spelled the Russian word for wardrobe. It does seem to be an ambiguous pointer to you, Naruhodo-san, as you were sleeping in there. But to be truly ambiguous, it should have just spelled it out my name, don't you think? Well, either way, one fact remains. It's hard to imagine that Kazuma-sama would have written his last words or word in Russian, which begs the question of who did write it. That is a very good question. That doesn't seem right, I don't know. This is where Kazuma spent his final moments, writing his diary. 1:23 a.m. I can hear a faint whistling sound. 1:35 a.m. What looks like some sort of speckled band is dangling from the ventilator grill. Looking at his writing here on this passage, it's almost impossible to believe that he's gone. Kazuma-sama left us a valuable clue in these words, I'm sure of it. We have to solve this mystery, Naruhodo-san. We will. Okay. All the books provided for passengers occupying this cabin neatly arranged on the shelf. They were all over the place when we first looked around, if you remember. Oh yes, and you tidied them up, didn't you? Which is terrible that you did that. You have to look after the ship properly. Unruly behavior in the cabins lead to damage. But it really wasn't me who knocked them over. Well, anyway, I feel much better now that they're neatly lined up. I can't imagine when things are untidy. You interfered with a crime scene. Good job. And what is this? This is, yes, it's a bell cord contraption, I think. What do you mean, contraption? I read about it in a book I was studying that talked about life in Great Britain. Large households often have bell cords like this, which you can pull to ring a bell to summon servants. Really? That sounds almost magical. Shall we give it a little try? Yes. In the interest of cultural research, obviously. Oh boy. Somebody gonna show up? I suppose nobody comes for lowly Japanese people. What? No, I'm sure it's just that everyone is busy, that's all. Jeez. So this ventilator joins to Miss Pavlova's cabin. Yes, that's right. And just a few minutes before he died, Kazuma saw something emerging from it. A speckled band, as he described it. If only Miss Pavlova had been able to shed some light on it, but she seemed as baffled as we were. Yes, I wonder if she's telling us everything, though. I'm not sure. I know most people aboard would say the same about me, but there was something about that woman that didn't sit right with me. Okay. These are the rules of passage for travel aboard the SS Buria. Passengers must not keep weapons or other dangerous objects in their cabins. Pets are also strictly forbidden. So by bringing her pet on board, Miss Pavlova has broken the rules. Right, there's something in her chest, but in her suitcase, but we don't know what it is. She called it her friend, didn't she? Yes, although we don't know what form this friend takes as yet. I'm almost certain that whatever it is, it's inside the traveling case in her cabin. A friend. There's more to this than it seems, I think. Slide to the right. Okay. Can we move back? Okay. Alright. Ah! Look, Naruto-san! Seaman Shogunov has gone. Strong enough? The burly Russian sailor who's always crossing his arms and glaring at us. Ugh, all those Russian names are impossible to remember. That means we can go back into the room.
Yay.
Tra-la-la. Oh no, he's back. The detective, he's back. Did you hear that? It sounded like someone singing. Tra-la, tra-la, tra-la-la. I did it. The great detective. Why, yep, it's the detective. How did I know? This caroling. I know that lark-like voice. Well, never mind that now. This is a golden opportunity for us. Yes, you're right. We must seize it. Let's get inside Miss Pavova's cabin while we can and investigate. Definitely. Before that, Stringy Knot crewman comes back. It's Stroganoff, not Stringy Knot. Okay. Move into Miss Pavova's cabin. Hello? Oh, the case is open. The case is open. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Is she in here? She's not in here, is she? Nope, she's not in. Miss Pavlova isn't back yet. Suzato-san. Oh, where's she gone? Suzato? Oh, she's looking at her stuff. Hey, what are you doing? Those are her private things. There is not a moment to waste, Naruhodo-san. Let's investigate as quickly as we can. I suppose you're right. For Kazuma's sake. Did you find anything? Not just for Kazuma-sama. What do you mean? Are you worried about me now? It can't be long now until we arrive at port in Hong Kong. I don't want you to be in those handcuffs when we get there. Haha, yeah. Really? We must solve this case, Naruhodo-san, by yourselves if we have to. Yes, we will. Alright, let's look around. See. This bell thing. There's one of these next to the bed in Cosmo's cabin, too. Yes, it's a bell cord. I can't resist. Pull the bell. She barely hesitated there, and she gave it a good tug, too. Nobody. Nope, nobody. No, I didn't actually expect anyone to come. We don't want them to. We're trying to investigate in secret. Okay. The wardrobe. Naruhodo-san, are you there? Sorry? I'm right here, yes. Why? Oh, good. I thought you might have climbed into the wardrobe when I wasn't looking. There's no place like home. But believe me, I don't have some strange compulsion to jump inside every wardrobe I see, you know. Well, anyway, I'm not sure anyone could fit inside this one. It's full of beautiful outfits. I suppose they're all stage costumes. I was rather hoping we might find Miss Pavlova's friend hiding in there, but no such luck. Okay, look at the vent. So this ventilator connects to Cosmo's cabin next door. Yes, although what a fool a shipbuilder must be to open a ventilator into another room. Ah, maybe it's so that if there's a gas leak next door, the occupant of this cabin would notice and raise the alarm. Or the occupants of both cabins would die of gas poisoning. That is a possibility. Anyway, last night Kazuma wrote that he saw a speckled band coming out of his ventilator. Okay, can we look in this case? I investigated thoroughly, but I can't find anything out of place. Okay, nothing in the bag. That bag. Okay. Well, the door? Anything about the door? This cabin door has the same simple sort of bolted latch that our cabin door has. If the bolt's drawn across, there's no way anyone could enter the cabin from outside. Yes, it's not a particularly heavy-duty bolt, is it? But still, it wouldn't slide across of its own accord, would it? No, and the door is made of metal, so there's no chance of trickery using magnets to unbolt it from the outside. Okay. And it seals up perfectly, too, to stop any seawater coming in. So you couldn't use the method you told me before of passing a thread through a crack around the closed door either. I seem to know a lot of tricks for opening doors. I'm starting to see why they suspect me. Yes, they're displayed in this cabin too, look. Yes, Bury has rules of passage. Passengers must not keep weapons or other dangerous objects in their cabins. Pets are also strictly forbidden. I suppose Miss Pavlova realized that she needed to keep the contents of her case secret after she read this. Her special friend, I wonder where her friend has disappeared to now. She's probably having fun exploring the ship, I imagine. I just hope that Seaman Stroganoff doesn't find it and throw it overboard. Oh, yes, so do I. All the books have toppled over together. Look, every single one. Do you think that's a god of the sea, perhaps? He's toppled too, though. It's exactly the same as the bookcase next door, in Cosmo's cabin. Perhaps Miss Pavlova was practicing a difficult ballet pose and fell against the bookcase? I don't know. Would she really be practicing ballet on the same night she ran away from her ballet company? Alright then. It must have been you. You lost your temper and knocked all of them over in a fit of rage, but I was in the other cabin. Not everything bad that happens on the ship is because of me, you know. Well, anyway, I'll set them all straight again in here too. Don't stop! Stop! Stop disrupting a crime scene.
It's just so good stuff.
I freaking hate her. Why do you want to fuck up everything? Oh my, Miss Pavlova's case is open. It's completely empty inside, but according to the great detective's great deduction, she was hiding her special friend in there. Yes, a friend that she had to keep secret, because you're not allowed to bring animals aboard the SS Buria. I wonder what kind of animals she had in there. And more to the point, where is it now? Okay. So, right over. Okay, desk. What's at her desk? There are just a few books on the desk. Nothing else by the looks of it. Well, Miss Pavlova only ran away from the ballet last night. She just hardly occupied this cabin for any time at all. That's true. I wonder what kind of books she likes to read. Let me see. Yes, I see. It would seem that Miss Pavlova enjoys reading books written in Russian. Wow! Whoa! Oh, what a guest! What a plot twist! Oh my god.
Wait, you telling me that a ship that's full of Russian sailors has books on it that are written in Russian?
And this lady, who's a Russian ballet dancer, would be reading books that happen to be in Russian? Oh my god.
What a twist.
What a twist! Thanks. I think I probably already knew that. It's rude to ask too much of people, Naruhodo-san. Kindly remember that. I didn't ask you to do anything, but okay. I suppose every cabin has a waste paper basket. Shall we have a little look and see what's been thrown away? Naruhodo-san, it's poor etiquette to go sifting through someone's rubbish, you know. Look at those eyes. She's looking at me like I'm a piece of rubbish now. However, these are special circumstances, I think. Exactly! We have no choice! Just let me dig through the trash! There's hardly anything in here at all. Oh, well, that's a little disappointing. Great, okay, I'm gonna plane on the floor. I wonder what this little saucer is doing on the floor. Yes, it doesn't look like it's been dropped. More like it was put there deliberately. Do you think there could be a leak in the roof just above here? What? A leak? Is the ship quite safe? I'm sure that even if there's a little leak in the roof, it doesn't mean the whole ship's going to sink. No, you're right. Of course you're right. She's really trying to persuade herself, isn't she? Okay, she's having some tea, looks like. It would seem that this teapot is empty. So the natural conclusion is that the Russians are very thirsty people. Oh, because Miss Pavlova only came into this cabin last night. She hadn't had a chance to make any tea yet? I mean, it could be either. It's definitely that they're excessively thirsty. I'd lay 1,000 to 1 on it. You're rather abstained, aren't you, Naruto-san? Okay. Anything else I'm missing here? Before. Yeah, what? Just back to the passageway. No? Let's try back to the chasm of cabin. Can we talk to... No? Missing something here. Something around here. Okay, maybe back in the passageway. Okay, look around. Miss Purple's cabin. This could be our chance. What? The burly sailor doesn't appear to be around at the moment. We could investigate every last inch of that cabin. I'm not sure if we could go that far. We could certainly do with looking around more. I'm sure we could learn something. Okay, well, you already went there. Oh! What the hell is he doing? He always scares the shit out of me! Oh my god, this guy. Oh, Mr. Slomes, look! Wow, you never know where he's gonna turn up next, do you? He seems to be stealing a look at something as he sings to himself. Yeah, he was the one singing, yep. Tra-la-la-la-ra-la-ra-lay. I did it the great detective way. He's still singing. Do you think he hasn't noticed us? We're simply in extremely high spirits. Yes, there were times, I'm sure you knew, when the yard bit of more than it could chew. And through it all, when there was doubt, it's lucky her luck was about. Excuse me. I solved it all, and I stood tall. I did it the great detective way. Mr. Slomes! Ah! What is it? You want to fight? Honestly, interrupting a fellow when he's singing, and I know just about to reach the climatic finish. Sorry, I thought you were never going to stop, so I figure now is a good time as any. I very nearly dropped you to the floor with one of my famous right hooks. Alright, I get the picture. Now could you put those fists away? Mr. Slomes, you seem to be examining something before we interrupted you. Ah, yes, that. I was immersed in the study of the ship's log, as penned by the stockily built crewman who's usually on guard here. Oh yes, the ship's log. And did you find anything useful from it? Well, after 2 a.m. this morning, the majority of the entries are blank. Which means there was nothing to report. Nothing of note happened, so... Truly are a student from the land of the rising sun. You've been utterly blinded by it. Sorry? Your logic, my boy, is inverted. Whatever do you mean, Mr. Slomes? Observe the other pages, and all shall become clear. It was in the same crewman of stats entry in this first-class passageway. And he has a most religious practice of recording nothing to report every half hour. Oh, he writes that in every 30 minutes? Nothing to report. Precisely. Put simply, the seaman writes nothing to report when there's just that. And yet, the ship's log from last night is largely blank. He didn't even write nothing to report. Do you mean... Yes, there were circumstances afoot last night, which led to the seaman being absent from his post. What kind of circumstances? What happened? That remains a mystery for now. But we can be sure something significant took place. So significant that it caused the seaman to forget his regular habit of subscribing nothing to report in the log. These are important details. I would stake my life on it. You must log the ship's log in your mental file. Okay, thanks. Now that deduction was worthy of a great detective. Ah, you're starting to understand that my way is, I see, what makes Shloms Shloms. Brilliance. Oh, ouch. Oh, does he have a headache too? What is it? Are you hurt? Oh, don't worry yourself. I seem to be afflicted with a throbbing head this morning for some reason. Nothing more. Well, my friends, until our next encounter. Wait. Was in the food, like, drugs? But because something, no, not poison, but something to knock people out, like sleeping drugs, right?
You think
and the only
everybody a headache?
Yes, and the only person who didn't eat dinner last night was Kazuma.
Oh,
because he gave us all his dinner. So that crewman that didn't write nothing to report fell asleep.
Or he was one who administered the drugs.
Exactly. It's either like
and
he
was
also
busy doing stuff when everybody was knocked out.
Right.
And the only person who wasn't knocked out was
Kazuma.
And he had to be disposed of.
Yes. So something happened last night. Interesting. Well, my friends, till our next encounter. Okay, bye, weirdo. He's still singing to himself. I can hear it as he wanders off down the passageway. I'm pretty sure this is not really the, quote, Herlock Shlomes. I'm pretty sure this is just a super fan of Herlock Shlomes, pretending to be the fictional character Herlock Shlomes. Pretty sure. Is something wrong, Suzato-san? You seem lost in thought. It's just... Well, I feel the same. Yep. Everyone who had dinner. Sorry? Ever since I woke this morning, I've had something of a headache. Sort of continuous throbbing. Oh, you too? I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. Something's going on. The door leads to the second class area. It's locked. I can't open it. No, well, that stands for a reason. No one wants to let the murder escape. Gosh, she gave me a very stern look when she said that. Okay, so can we go back into Miss Pavlova's room? Oh! Uh-oh. I didn't do it. Oh, what's that? Ooh. Wait, is this the whistling sound? Because Cosmo said he heard a whistling sound.
When did he say he heard a whistling sound?
Yeah, in his diary. Cosmo wrote that he heard a whistling sound. But nobody was awake when it went off.
Oh.
Right? Right?
Yes, he said that.
Shut down the engines immediately. Vessel sighted a quarter-mile forward. Full stop. Hard to starboard. All hands brace for impact. Oh, shit. What the? I think we're about to crash into another ship. What? Oh. I can't stand. Susanna-san, hold on to me. What? Susanna-san, are you alright? Are you injured at all? I think I'm fine. Thank you, Naruto-san. And the books are slanted again.
Yes.
So last night, a lot of shenanigans happened, but everybody who was not involved was asleep. Got this. Got this.
So here's a better question.
Yeah.
What was the purpose of putting everybody to sleep? Was it to kill Kazuma-san? Is he the target of this?
I think there's gotta be another
was he a
person.
bystander? Or was he like a bystander? He's like, he was collateral damage.
I think he was collateral damage. Because we were a stowaway, right? So no one knew we were there. So it was not expected of somebody to not eat their meal and for someone else to be eating it. Like, even if Kazuma wanted to eat it later, he can't because it's gone. I ate it. So it just
very. He's allergic to something or doesn't like it or something.
Yeah, something like that. But yeah, some crazy shiznaz happened last night, where there was the whistling sound. That's what interrupt Kazuma writing. Is the ship, like swerving or something, like going through a extreme turn or whatever. That's what caused Kazuma to not be able to keep writing. And then possibly I think something was going on in this room, right? And they heard Kazuma probably shout, like, "Oh!" from the other room because of the vent, right? And they're like, "Oh shit, yes. Somebody's awake."
So, so the snake is a red herring then?
Maybe? It could be the snake was trying to escape to the other room. Like, some other people were in this cabin. We'll have to learn about more from Miss Pavlova. If something else happened while she was here, or if she also has a headache. That'll be interesting. I think, yes, the ship has come to a stop. Oh my goodness, what about you, Naruto-san? Are you hurt? No, I'm fine. Oop. Hello, is anyone in there? Shout if you need assistance. Oh, that sounds like Inspector Hazunaga. Is that you in there, Naruto-san? Unbolt the door quickly. What? That's how the door got locked from the inside. Yes. Oh,
because the thing tipped.
Yes.
And it locks the door.
Oh shit! We finding out everything.
It's a crappy bolt. If you can angle something and have it shut, like firmly bolt shut.
Yeah.
Just by the ship moving over, that's a crappy bolt door.
That is.
It's more secure than that.
Yeah. No. It. And then it's like, okay, then how do you get into the room if it's locked? Like, you'd have to break it down. It's not well designed.
Or you'd have to go in through the vent.
Yeah, but oh man, we're getting everything. We're getting everything. What, the bolt? It's locked. Look at that. Look at that. The door's bolted. Did you do that, Suhara-san? No, I didn't touch it. Oh, that's strange. How did it... And look at all the books. They're just like they were before again. Naruto-san, aren't you going to open the door and let the inspector in? No. I'd better tidy up this place up first. What? No! Just let him in! Our violent emergency stop had solved one mystery at least, in a very vivid way. No, it is. Solved multiple things. But I knew what awaited us on the other side of the cabin door would not be pleasant. Oh boy. I hurried around tidying up the cabin with a new sense of foreboding in my heart. Oh, to be continued, alright. Next part of this. Yes, I would like to save, please. Yes, please. Alright, part 3 of the investigation. 9th of January, SS Buria, Miss Pavlova's cabin. Somehow the door to the cabin we were in ended up bolted after we made an emergency stop. Sazada-san took a deep breath, then gently slid back the bolt. Yep. You! What are you doing at Miss Pavlova's quarters? Oh, you both look unhurt. Good. Yes, we're fine. Thank you. What on earth happened? We heard something about how we were going to collide with another ship. Yes, it appears to have been a false report, though. Oh, how did that happen? There's a dense fog outside, so it's extremely difficult to see. Someone must have thought he saw a ship ahead. This person obviously triggered the alarm, and that's why we made an emergency stop. Everything is chaos. Passengers are screaming. Crew are running everywhere.
Chaos.
This first-class area is the only quiet part of the ship at the moment. Oh, I see. Someone triggered the alarm. Does that mean that someone pressed that button outside? Yeah, the one thing. Oh, you wicked intruder! Dressed all in black. You are the devil! Sorry? Me? I've been called a lot of things before, but devil is the first. You opened my traveling case! How could you? I didn't. What? No, I didn't touch it. That's right, Miss Pavlova. It was already open when we came into your cabin. Inspector! Yes? Arrest this man! I know he did it! That he is a criminal! Is it not enough that he killed a man? Duh! And he is a stowaway as well! If Vixen promised not to steal chicken, do you believe? Take him away! He is a trespasser as well as everything else! Oh shit. I think she's in danger. Whoever helped her escape, maybe also straight up just kidnapping her or something. Stowing away, trespassing, killing. I can't. He's acting like stowing away is like the worst thing that I did.
I mean, in his profession, it's probably one of the worst things.
I guess.
Imagine if you were like, I don't know, like a captain of an airplane or something, and you had people stowing away in like your cargo gear or something. Or
I don't know.
To, like, steal from other passengers or something.
I feel like killing someone would be on the top of the list.
I mean, and he also says stowing away trespassing, like that's like the same thing.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, I think he means trespassing in this room, but whatever. She is right. You are devil. It doesn't look good, does it? There is a cell below deck. Throw it in. Tomorrow we dock in Ongon. Then we give you straight to police. Wait, a cell? Please, Inspector Hozanaka, is there nothing you can do? This is a Russian vessel. I really have no jurisdiction here. After my last effort to appeal to the captain's good nature, I think I'm out of options.
In good nature.
This is terrible. This is a real crisis. I've got to find a solution. Immediately! Hit the bell! The bell! Bell? I just need to keep calm and focus on the task at hand, which is investigating. Don't touch my things! You want me to show you where crawfish hibernates? Hey! Oh shit! Mr. Naruhodo, what do you think you're doing? Wow, everyone's attacking me. And I was just starting to think she was my friend. Thanks, Zato. Thank you so much for that. Is there anyone who could help me out of this mess? I just need to keep calm and focus on tasking, which is investigating. Okay, no. Okay. Nope, not the right. Mr. Hazunoga, help? You've got yourself into a difficult situation here. By entering this cabin uninvited, I mean. Sorry, I was just so desperate to find a clue. I'm afraid there's really nothing more I can do to help you. If I push my luck any further, a punch to the face will be the least of my worries. I'm really sorry. I have to take responsibility for giving you the freedom to investigate Miss Pavlova's cabin. Now this has happened. I'll have to report to the captain at once. I really need some help here. I need a savior to rescue me from this crisis. I swear to God. What the fuck is he doing? When did he get there?
What am I watching? Like, what am I watching? Is he like pretending to be like a freaking deer, like on like a deer head posted on like the side as like a trophy?
I don't know what he's doing. What are you doing up there? Oh, he has the freaking tiara on his head. Mr. Solms? Naturally, I was analyzing what a weight of 20,000 rounds feels like on one's head. Uh-huh. Have I not told you that as a detective, it's my business to know what other people do not? This isn't any mere tomfoolery, my boy. Oh, no, no. Well, why are you hanging from the hook before then? Isn't it obvious? To properly assess the weight of 20,000 rubles, naturally. I wish to determine if it would bend the sighted looking hook on the wall. So, full of brag and bounce. Like, I never know whether to take this man seriously or not. Ah, you again, the great detective. Ah, Inspector, I confess I've been looking for you. I have something to report to you most urgently. Well, you might try looking for me somewhere other than a hook on the wall next time. What is to report? Speak! An urgent report from a great detective can mean but one thing. Yes. The case of the curious murder that took place last night, here on this vessel, the steamship Buria, has been solved by me, naturally. What? Really? No, I don't think so. Yes, I have eliminated all other possibilities. No other explanation exists. So allow me to illuminate all your minds. For I'm about to reveal my great detective's greatly admired great deduction to the case. Oh gosh, here we go again. We're gonna have to tag team this shit. Ah, you have solved it? Even Hedgehog understands this case. We all knew who was responsible for killing student boy this morning when he found criminal in wardrobe. No, it is the stowaway. He has handcuffs to prove it. I didn't do it. The trouble is, there doesn't appear to be anyone else who could have killed the victim. Because as everyone knows, the cabin door was bolted shut from the inside. That means the culprit must be someone who was inside the cabin. No, it means freaking ship. Yes, it's what's called a locked room mystery in detective stories. Da, locked room. That is put. The room was locked. Well, I can't deny that. There's no way the bolt could have drawn across from outside the cabin. You are all quite mistaken. The cabin next door is not a so-called locked room at all. What? Oh yes, there is another entrance. An entrance used last night by the culprit in order to gain access to the cabin despite the bolted door. What other entrance? No, we never discovered one. Well, it gapes open mouth at you even as we speak. The ventilator man. The ventilator? You think this is funny? I could not even put my arm through that hole. That's because you are gigantic. That's because your arms are as thick as tree trunks. You're suggesting that the culprit entered and left the victim's cabin through that tiny opening? It's not possible. But it is. And last night, the victim even witnessed the intruder in the act of passing through the ventilator.
No, I don't think that's what happened.
Mr. Slums, do you mean... I have
a theory.
Yeah.
Since the cabin lock can be initiated or closed with the vessel being moved, the opposite is true. If I wanted to unlock a cabin, I could just, move the ship after everybody's asleep and open it up. Open up the door.
Right.
Undo the lock. The people would be thrown to the floor, so they probably wouldn't even notice. At least right away, it'd give them enough chances to get into their cabin.
That's maybe what happened. So maybe it moved in one way to unlock the door, because maybe Kazuma had the door locked, right? But this door would probably be locked too. From Miss Pavlova trying to hide. So the ship moved in a way that unlocked basically all the first class doors. And that's how somebody was able to get into the other room where Kazuma was after figuring out, hey, Kazuma's awake, and kill him. Then they just had to move the ship again and cause the blocks to go back. Mr. Slums, do you mean... Are you referring to the words Kazuma-sama wrote in his diary? 1:30:23. I can hear a faint whistling sound. 1:35. What looks like some sort of speckled band is dangling from the ventilator grill. Precisely, my dear madame. But what does it mean? What is a speckled band? The answer to that particular conundrum is in this very cabin. Uh-huh. Mr. Slums, what are you doing? There is a distinct element of danger, but fear not, I am ready. What I am about to expose for you all to see will shock you to your cores. Behold! Yeah! What the? What? Ah! I don't think snakes whistle, but I think that's Miss Pavlova's pet.
I'd say probably.
Allow me to introduce you all to the band! The speckled band! A snake! Indubitably. You okay, Stroganoff? You okay? Mr. Slums, just one thing. Pray, what troubled you? Well, that snake isn't really speckled, is it? Looks more stripy, wouldn't you say? That's true, yes. Yes, you're right. I think in this case you'd have to call it the striped band, wouldn't you? Both see and observe with distinction. However, do you not think that is precisely the trap into which the culprit wishes you to fall? Oh my goodness, really? It's a trap? No, shut up. How exactly? I think perhaps it is time I explain the intricacies of my train of thought. Are you ready, Miss Pavlova? I'm sorry for the young man who died, but that is all. His death has nothing to do with me. This whole thing has nothing to do with me. There are two conclusions I have drawn from the facts. Number one, last night your friend infiltrated the victim's cabin. And number 2, that same friend was responsible for the victim losing his life. No. he didn't. Also, it might just because maybe the artists don't know much about snakes, but that the head shape, that's not a poisonous snake or venomous snake. That's not.
Yeah, that's correct.
That's not a venomous snake. No. She's turned as white as a bowl of rice again. Shlom's must be right. He's hit the nail on the head. So no, not exactly. This young woman's friend killed Mr. Azogi? That was pretty funny. It looks like he can't speak with that snake coiled around his head.
That's fine.
Yeah, I'm okay with him not talking. I would advise a little movement as possible, Seaman. You wouldn't want the fangs of that long friend in your neck. So everyone, let us begin! Rex Holmes is proud to present his logic and reasoning spectacular! Here we go again. The game is afoot! Time to fix his shit. Tutor's identity. Miss Pavlova, moments ago you claimed the following. His death has nothing to do with me. This whole thing is nothing to do with me. You cannot deceive yourself. Yes, when you recall those horrid events, your aching heart smarts with pain. And it is that very pain, that evidence, is your inextricable link to the victim's death. So we ask, what was the nature of this intruder that stole into the victim's cabin on that fortuitous night? Why, naturally it was the friend with which you boarded the vessel was it not? As I suspected, another telltale glance. Without doubt, your friend is the writhing serpent we see before us. And yet, the fact leaves us in a quandary. The victims, he's very happy. Yeah, I don't see no fangs. No fangs there. He's very upset though.
Yeah, he also doesn't have like a tail like a rattlesnake.
Yeah, no. So I think he's just a constrictor.
Yup.
As he's doing to Mr. Shogunov's face. But of course it's not really working because Mr. Shogunov is built like a tree trunk. Victim's rating observations on the night in question tell of a speckled band, whereas regrettably the specimen's markings do not fit that description in any way. Okay, good job. What explanation can we give then, pray? What was the sight that fell upon the victim's eye last night? What is she grabbing behind her? No, don't look at me. There's nothing to do with any of this. Oh, but it does. You have the answer to this quandary even now, hidden behind your back. Yes, that's what you were trying, but failing to conceal can only be the snake's... No, that is a scarf. Evidently, after the subtle and horrible crime, this most deadly friend of yours shed its original skin, no? I don't know what you're talking about. Last night, through the ventilator visible in this cabin, your then speckled friend slithered next door. Using the bell cord on the other side of the bridge, the serpent silently descended into the victim's quarters. That wouldn't be silent, it would make the bell go off. Okay. In the dim light, it appeared to the young gentleman who was about to lose his life as a speckled band. No? No. In summary, the nature of this friend of yours, which last night infiltrated the scene of a crime, is a red of snake whose markings change each time it slouches its skin. That doesn't exist. That's No.
You mean shed its skin, stops its skin? I've never heard of that.
I don't know, but that's not how snakes work.
This
Sometimes
guy's
they
making fun.
sometimes they change color over like time, but not drastically in one shed.
Yeah, it wouldn't be like 24 hours later he sheds his skin and now he looks totally different. Yeah, no.
Yeah, no, especially a pattern doesn't change that much. Like, the colors can change a bit as time goes on, you know, like hair or whatever, you know. But no, that's not how it works. A snake so dreadful we can only imagine it would be found in the deepest depths of India. Beloved speckled snake. Except it wasn't. Moving on, we come to the heart of the matter. The grim demise of the victim. How did this young man lose his life and why? According to the data of which I have been apprised, it would appear that there were no visible signs of injury. In fact, the circumstances of the victim's death can only be explained by a terrible venom. No. Now, if we take that as fact, don't. We can reasonably imagine that there remains evidence to affirm it as the scene of a crime. Oh no, could there be? Yes, an examination of the deceased body will prove the cause of death consecutively. So nothing with the body. Because she did a question mark. The almost, but not quite, imperceivable puncture wound left by the venomous fangs will seal the truth. There were no puncture wounds. Yes, the sickos of the snake bite delivered by your terrifying friend. This makes no sense. There's no point feigning ignorance, Miss Pavlova. After the incident, you endeavored to hide everything, didn't you? But now your involuntary glance betrays the hiding place you chose! That's right, you hid the evidence that links you to the victim's death in that traveling case. When we first met in this cabin, it came to my attention that your case moved periodically. Your serpent assassin was restless inside, no doubt. You don't. It is telling that the victim made note of a low whistling sound that he heard minutes before his end. That was your signal, was it not? The sound you had used to train your serpent friend. What? You can't really train a snake that well.
No, not really.
That's not. No. Indeed, you'd put the serpent through this ventilator and wait. After a pyramid, you'd summon it back with a whistle. You couldn't know if the animal had done its duty, so you would listen for signs of life next door. If the victim appeared not to have been dispatched, you'd release the snake once more. Do you deny the snake has undergone such training? Yes. Seeing how it is just kind of there and he hasn't bit Stroganoff? Yes. Yes, I do. It's not true. Having slithered through the ventilator and down the bell core, the creature needed only to sink its fangs in once. And its venom could course through the victim's veins, ending his existence forever. That is the true nature of the speckled band that took the poor young man's life. There can be no doubt. My logic is infallible. It is very fallible. It's very wrong. And incorrect. That concludes Herlock Shlom's great direction of the speckled band. Yeah, no. Miss Pavlova has trained her pet snake as a killing machine. There on the floor, you observe a saucer of milk. Oh, it's not. Okay, her pet is not a snake. It's a cat.
Really?
It has to be saucer of milk?
Yeah, just why hasn't she said anything up to this point?
I don't know.
She's been standing there not saying anything about the snake at all, basically. She's
To be
been
fair,
denying anything.
I don't know. Incredible! You've solved the mystery! Amazing! Your great action really lived up to its name. I see now why Herlich Sholmes has become such a household name. My dear man, it was nothing remarkable, as the Russians say. I could have done it with one left hand.
Oh, what?
So I was like, could I venture an opinion, Mr. Sholmes? Oh, is she questioning him? Oh.
Making progress.
Hell yeah.
Mrs. Otto's character arc.
Yep. But of course, what's on your mind? It's just about your deductions before. Some things didn't quite make sense to me. I welcome questions as to my method, and will answer both loudly and proudly. Unfortunately for everyone. Oh, well, good. First of all... It's like, hold on, I got a couple notes. Snakes are egg-laying creatures, part of the reptile family. You are well informed, madame. And reptiles, don't drink milk. Yeah. Ah! It's really only mammals that like to drink milk, you see? So, I'm not sure it would be possible to train a snake using milk as a reward. No matter. No doubt Miss Pavlova used some other trickery to encourage her pet to do her bidding. Milk was merely an example. The logic holds. Well, there is something else. Snakes have no ears. Ah. Yeah, so I'm not sure it would really be possible to signal to a snake by whistling. But madame, what of the tales of Ariba? Have you not heard of the snakes that dance to the sounds of a flute? I think perhaps the performers play the music in time with the snake's natural movements. Oh. I see. No hands, no feet, no ears. These creatures are so inept as to be practically useless. Don't take it out on the snakes, Mr. Sholmes. There is one other thing. You have more! Snakes use the scales on their bellies to propel themselves. So, I'm not really sure that a snake could manage to climb up a flat bell cord like the ones in these cabins. Then it should try hard! That's not the issue here! Please, don't be angry with me, Mr. Sholmes. The point is, even if the snake had gone through the ventilator to the next door cabin, it wouldn't have come back without help. What I'm trying to say is that there are a number of reasons why it's difficult to imagine the snake could have had a part in this. I think we need to step in and help again, Mr. Naruhodo. Oh no, you don't mean... Yes, we need to modify Mr. Sholmes' latest deductions and turn them into the great ones they ought to be. I had a feeling this was coming. Alright, let's give it a try. Just what I was waiting for. Mr. Naruhodo. Yes, right. So cast your eyes down to your wrists again. What? This motherfucker. You've done it again! Your handcuffs are gone! Where did they go? Not I shall see. There's restoring after our work's done. I really wish you'd leave them off. Now, everyone, let us begin. Herlich Sholmes is proud to present his logic and reasoning spectacular. Course correction. Hold it, Mr. Slogans. Topic 1. Intruder's identity. As blah blah blah, moments ago you claimed the following. This stuff has nothing to do with me. This whole thing has nothing to do with me. Yet you cannot deceive yourself. Yes, when you recall those horrid events, your aching heart starts with pain. She does have a pain expression on her face. Yes, that's true. She looks as though Kazuma-sama death is weighing heavily on her mind. But you're not sure Mr. Sloan has read her quite correctly, is that it? Could there be some other way to interpret her expression then? Let's take a moment and really look very closely at Miss Pavlova. Okay. Her hand? Her hand? What? Claw scratch? Oh shit! Yeah, she has a cat!
Yeah, guilty.
Oh no, Hada-san, look! That looks like a very painful wound. It looks like a scratch made by some kind of small animal. And fairly recently, too. Well, whatever scratched her doesn't appear to be around here. Oh wait, I need to do... Hey, buddy. Hey, how are you holding up over there? This serious joking off. Okay, can I also present? Yes! Okay. Ball scratch! Alright! Yes, when you recall those horrid events, that claw scratch starts with the pain. Indeed, a simple little observation reveals that the wound is fresh! Miss Pavlova, did you in fact receive that scratch? Sometime last night? Oh, wait, that was me. Sometimes last night? When I think about the young man who died next door, I feel so sad. And when I am sad, the pain from this wound is worse. And it is that very pain that evidences your inextricable link to the victim's death. So we ask, what was the nature of this intruder that stole into the victim's cabin on that portentous day? Why, naturally, it was the friend with which you boarded this vessel, was it not? As expected, another telltale glance. Without doubt, your friend is writhing serpent, but no, it's not. It seems likely the scratch mark on the back of Miss Pavlova's hand was made by this friend of hers, doesn't it? Except snakes don't have claws, do they? No, they don't. They don't even have hands or feet at which claws might grow. Well then, if that snake isn't her pet, what is? What's the true identity of this friend of hers? We should follow her gaze, Naruto-san. That's where we'll find the answer. Okay. Her gaze. Cat! Cat! Oh, so cute. The bell! The bell! The bell!
Oh, yeah. It's the bell.
Oh, shit, boy. So the cat got into the other room. Okay. The cat may have been playing with her scarf, maybe, and got into the air vent? Interesting. Okay, okay. Oh, look, the photograph in this picture frame. This must be something Miss Pavlova brought with her when she ran away. She's exceptionally beautiful, isn't she? Yes, that's true. But personally, it's the little black creature she's holding that's caught my eye. Maybe we'd better take a closer look at this. Little kitten. Look at the little cat Miss Pavlova is cuddling here. Oh, what a cute little kitten. I could buy it with you, couldn't I? Couldn't it, Naruto-san? For the blackest outfit? A black kitten. And from the look of this picture, at least, Miss Pavlova seems very attached to it. Okay. Yes. Without doubt, your friend is the little kitten we see before us. Yes, the scratch on the back of your hand makes that abundantly clear. Oh no. The whereabouts of this black kitten isn't clear, but what is clear is that you brought the animal with you when you ran away, didn't you? Darka's my best friend. I couldn't leave her behind. Darka should appear to be a Russian blue. And yet, that fact leaves us in a quandary. The victim's written observations on the night in question tell of a speckled band, whereas, regrettably, the specimen's markings do not fit the description in any way. What explanation can we give then, pray? What was the sight that fell upon the victim's eyes last night? No, don't look at me. This has nothing to do with any of this. Oh, but it does. You have the answer to this quandary even now, hidden behind your back. Yep, the scarf there. Yes, that which you are trying but failing to conceal can only be the snake's slouched skin. No, it is not. It is a scarf. Did you see that? She just took something out of her pocket and hid it behind her back. If she just left it in her pocket, no one would have ever known. Oh yes, boys like that are Mr. Shlom's specialty. He's ever so clearly forced her to reveal something. I thought deduction was his specialty, and maybe making me believe that was a ploy too. Anyway, I find it hard to believe that that's the skin of a snake. In which case, just what is Miss Pavlova hiding behind her back? Can I, like...
Wait.
It's a cat toy!
She went in the vent herself then, what?
Maybe? Or the cat took the toy. Well, it is speckled, and it is a band, but what is it? It seems to be soft and fluffy, as a long piece of cloth or something. Or maybe the cat went up to the vent and she was trying to use the toy to
go back into the thing, into her room?
Yeah! I'm not sure. I don't feel like she's involved in the murder. But I don't know what happened. And that looks like a handle at one hand. I think it might be a cat's toy. The sort of is common in the West, apparently. How is that a toy for cats? Cats like to chase the band around and paw it. Kids in particular love that sort of play. You only need to wave it in front of them, and they pounce to catch it. Aha! That sounds positively adorable. Yep. So, cat toy.
Yes!
Yes, the thing you are trying, but failing to conceal is, a cat's toy. Precisely in the true nature of the now infamous speckled band. And it was this toy that you dangled through the ventilator. You waved it around, I presume? Naturally, the victim could not fail to notice it. But why? For what reason? My dear boy, there can only be one answer to that. After her feline friend disappeared through the ventilator into the neighboring cabin, Miss Pavlova attempted to use the speckled cat's toy to incite the creature to return. Ah. And summary, the nature of this friend of Miss Pavlova's, which last night infiltrated the scene of a crime, is a blithesome Russian blue breed of a cat by the name of Darka. A truly troublesome feline young Darka is proving to be. She must be caged once found. You will forgive us for borrowing the photograph of your pet, Miss Pavlova. Okay. Oh, we also have a picture of the tiara. Nice, that's gonna be helpful. I'm sure. It was after I gave her food last night. That's when it happened. She scratched the back of my hand and then ran up the bell cord. Before I could do anything, she had disappeared through the ventilator. Darka, she is so naughty. Somebody was probably trying to take the tiara, I'm guessing. It's gotta be it. I feel like that's the motivation for, like, everything that's happened.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
was either Tiara or they were trying to kill Kazuma, but I don't know what
Yeah.
relation Kazuma was.
Something like that. Moving on, we came to the heart of the matter, the grim demise of the victim. How did this young man lose his life, and why? She does not know. According to the data which I have been apprised, it would appear there were no visible signs of injury. Ah. In fact, the circumstances of the victim's death can only be explained by a terrible venom. No, not so much. What Mr. Shlom says is true. There were no signs of a wound anywhere on Kazuma-sama's body. That's right. But Mr. Shlom seems to be unaware of one very important detail. Kazuma wasn't poisoned. Yes, it would seem so. Let's give him the information he's missing now. Okay. Yeah. Yes. In fact, the circumstances of the victim's death can only be explained by the post-mortem report. Yes, I knew it was one or the other. Sure it is. His neck was... Indeed, the breaking of the cervical vertebrae is fatal. Only that Goliath would be strong enough to survive that. Seaman Shogunov isn't some immoral freak, you know. The jury is out. Anyway, we have on good authority that the victim's neck was broken. Now, if we take that as fact, we can reasonably imagine that there remains evidence to affirm it at the scene of the crime. Oh no, could there be... Yes, an examination of the deceased body will prove the cause of death conclusively. Kazuma died because his neck was broken. In other words, he was probably struck by something or someone. Yes, that's a distinct possibility. As of yet, no weapon has been found, though. Presumably, Darka didn't suddenly creep up behind Kazuma and deal him a fatal blow. I suppose it's possible that he had fallen and hit the ground awkwardly. It could have been a terrible act of misfortune that he broke his neck completely by accident. Oh yes, a bad fall could explain it. It's rather hard to believe of Kazuma-san, though. He wasn't a clumsy man. Well, we need to fix the seduction somehow. Is there anything from the scene that could explain what happened? The shoe mark. Maybe he did just fall. The mark on the floor.
Yes.
Did Miss Pavlova mess with the crime scene so it didn't look like she was involved? Yes, examination of the mark on the floor will prove the cause of death conclusively. This particular mark, so prominently visible next to the victim's body, is a deposit of shoe polish. Shoe polish? Indeed, positively identified by a little analyst device I constructed, which I carry now as a matter of course. Beeswax, tallow, and dye were my results, undeniably ingredients of shoe polish. And the color of the polish is a perfect match to the color of Mr. Asogi's laced leather shoes. Looking at this mark, it's not hard to imagine what happened. For some reason, Mr. Asogi must have caught his foot at that point on the floor and tripped. Please, no. And by a dreadful turn of misfortune, caught his neck against some immovable object as he fell to the floor. Suffering a fatal blow to the spine, the victim's vertebrae shattered, and in that instant, he lost his life. No! I don't know. I don't know anything about this. Is that really true, Miss Pavlova? What about the evidence left at the scene where Mr. Asogi lost his life? Yes, the facts are as clear as day to me. You did all you could to reconcile incriminating evidence. But now your involuntary glance betrays the hiding place you chose. That's right. You hid the evidence and links you to the victim's death in that traveling case. No, she did not. I don't believe it. Kazuma-sama merely tripped over and now he is no more? It can't be true. I refuse to accept it. I know it's hard to believe, but the mark on the floor does seem to suggest that's what happened. And if this particular part of Mr. Sloane's deduction is right, Miss Pavlova is trying to hide some evidence that would prove it. Here in this cabin, somewhere in the direction that she just cast her eyes. Where, I wonder? Let's have a good look around. The answer must be here somewhere. It's gotta be the other piece of that collar. No, is it the tiara? In the basket? This is a waste paper basket. Perhaps all the first class cabins have one, but Miss Pavlova only started occupying this cabin late last night. Presumably there's not much rubbish in there yet. Aha! The other part of the bell! Yep. Oh, what's this? It's a broken piece of glass, isn't it? Yes, it is. And I feel like I've seen it somewhere before. If it looks familiar, perhaps it's more than your mind simply playing tricks on you. Okay.
Yes!
Yes. That's right. You hid the evidence that links you to the victim's death in that waste paper basket. So, is it the situation that the cat may have caused him to trip? Particularly when everything shifted? With the cabin? So, yeah. Here the evidence links to the victim's death in that waste paper basket. Ah. Here we have a fragment of some intricate glass object, it would seem. One that is a familiar, in fact. Precisely, we found another piece of broken glass on the floor in Mr. Asogi's cabin. And as you can see, the two pieces fit together perfectly. Oh no. So, Miss Pavlova, shall we consider what this tells us? Why would it be that part of this glass object, which was evidently broken at the scene of the victim's death, should be found in the waste paper basket in your cabin? You're well acquainted with this glass bell, are you not? I don't know. In that hushed Russian accent of yours won't save you this time, dear girl. Why? Because we have conclusive evidence linking you to the bell in question. What? Take it away, Mr. Naruto. Yes. The evidence linking Miss Pavlova and this little glass bell, that would be the picture we have.
Yes!
If you look at this photograph, you can clearly see, hanging from Darka's collar, the very glass bell in question. The truth has caught up with you, Miss Pavlova. The young man who lost his life last night did so after a truly inauspicious fall. And the cause of that fateful stumble? Your absent feline friend, Darka. Aw, shit. I couldn't tell anyone. I'm sorry. Yeah. Selection complete. Elementary. Why don't you tell us now, Miss Pavlova? Tell us exactly what happened last night. It was a little after 1 in the morning. It was so late, but I hadn't had time to feed Darka, so I gave her some food. And then, all of a sudden, she scratched me and jumped out of my hands. People do say that cats sometimes become very anxious and nervous in new environments. She was so fast, she disappeared through the ventilator before I could stop her. And that is how you acquired the rather nasty wound on the back of your hand, I take it? Yes, and I had read the rules on the wall. I knew that I was not allowed Darka with me. Yes, the modern science suggests that animals can carry infectious diseases. It's a precaution, really. So I listened and listened, trying to hear if there was some noise in the next cabin. It was very quiet, I was sure. If someone was there, he must be sleeping. So at that point, you thought it would be safe to try to lure the kitten back again. By dangling the end of the toy through the ventilator into the adjoining cabin. Darka always loves this toy, but it didn't work. Nothing worked. I tried using her favorite toy. I tried whistling to her softly, but nothing. She didn't return. So the faint whistling sound Cosmo wrote about in his diary was Miss Pavlova trying to retrieve her pet. Cats have a propensity to remain hidden in the shadows when frightened. Yes, so there was nothing else I could do. I just had to wait until she had calmed down. But then... Oh, bud. I nearly passed out with shock. I heard her cry out, and then... Oh, it was such a dreadful bang. Then afterwards, nothing. It was totally silent. Cosmo was... From the appearance of the dark brown mark on the floor, it would seem likely that what you heard was the victim stepping on the glass bell and tripping. Yasa's burial is a large vessel, but even she can pitch and roll violently without warning. If Mr. Osogi was already off balance, the result of the ship lurching when the kitten got under his feet, a combination of unfortunate factors could easily have caused him to fall over. But what became of the kitten afterwards? In the end, I managed to get her to come back through the ventilator. Yeah, Darka is nowhere to be seen. I must have forgotten to lock my case, and now she's disappeared again. Gracious, that cat is insufferable restless as I am. Well, he knows something about himself at least. When I woke this morning, I heard that a young man in the cabin next to mine had died, but I couldn't bring myself to tell anyone what had happened. I was too scared. Okay, so there's something else involved in this. Because the writing on the floor doesn't make any sense.
No, it does not. We still have no idea what it means.
Yeah, well the writing says wardrobe, but why would it say wardrobe? Like, why? But also it was written in Russian, which it seems like Kazuma didn't know how to write Russian. Because he wrote, like, do not enter on the sign for the wardrobe. But that was in Japanese, he wrote that. So he seems to not know how to write in Russian. So someone else wrote that. There's still more mysteries going on here. But yeah, I figured Miss Pavlova was not involved in his death. But something definitely happened involving, yeah, the cat and stuff. I was too scared. Scared that they would send me back. Oh, hold on a minute. What about the snake? You're right. Where is it? If the snake isn't your friend, Miss Pavlova, then whose is it? And where did it come from? Is this Stroganoff's? Oh, that's his, isn't it? What on earth is such a dangerous creature doing on the board of the ship? Oh, I didn't say. Snake is my friend. His name is Perzoka. Perzok? Oh. What? Oh, because his mouth was covered, so he couldn't tell us. That snake belongs to you? He escaped from Gate when emergency alarm sounded. I was looking for him. I did not expect to find him in here. Yes, how did that snake get into this cabin? But animals are not permitted on board. We are at sea for 1 year. You want to be so long without close friend? Without someone who understands? Can't you find someone a little more human who understands you better? No, probably not. But my dear burly fellow, a gargantuan venomous snake, surely you can appreciate the danger you're putting everyone in? No venom. I don't know how to pronounce that.
Prozko?
Prozko does not have venom. He is armless, very long, but very gentle. He is adorable, like Granny. It's venomless? Yes. Now he is hungry, so he is in a bad mood. But once I feed him, you will see big smile. And you feed him? What? Milk, I suppose? Like they say they milk chickens? Ridiculous. Snakes that drink milk are only in stupid stories. Go eats mouses. Big fat round mouses. That's actually a pretty good pet to have on a ship then.
Yeah.
So...
Cat. Well, the problem is when one tries to eat the other one.
Oh, is that what the mouse trap in the passageway out there is for? Of course. How else can I catch my friend's favorite food? Nothing says top of the food chain like the look in their eyes right now. Oh man. It refuses to drink milk. It can't do a whistle, it can't climb up a bell cord, and it's not even venomous. Oh, the deuce! There's something so inept, Lannis, starring all. It is not my fault. I do not make up stories. My Briscoe has nothing to do with the incident. So that's what happened. That's the truth behind my best friend's tragic death. No, that's not it. There's more to this. There's gotta be more. There's gotta be more. Miss Pavlova, I understand the difficult situation you found yourself in, and I do sympathize. But please remember this. A young man lost his life. If you're going to attempt to cover up your guilt with lies, then no matter what the circumstances, I cannot forgive you. But what are you talking about, Miss Mikotaba? What lies? Miss Pavlova just confessed everything. It was just a series of unfortunate events. An accident. No, the writing on the floor! I'm no great detective like Mr. Sloane's, and I don't have a gift for knowing the truth. But even I can see that was not the truth. Don't you agree, Mr. Naruhodo? To be perfectly honest, yes. There's a discrepancy in Miss Pavlova's story, I'm sure of it. I just can't quite put my finger on it. Oh, the other piece of the bell! How'd she get it? Yeah. I confess, I was intending to let Scotland Yard deal with any outstanding issues on this matter. Oh! I am only present here for a very specific reason. The truth is you, Mr. Naruto, are simply a distraction. A distraction? I do hope you've not been finding your shekels too uncomfortable. And they're back. Not again. When did he do that? Especially as they're on your wrist as a result of my intervention. I was rather hoping I could resolve matters before we made our next port call. You were Mr. Sloan's? Yes, but I overlooked one important detail. The deceased man was a very close companion of yours, was he not? Yes. Cosmo was my closest friend. I owed him my freedom even. In that case, we must follow this to its conclusion. No further distractions. You must uncover the real truth here, Mr. Naruto. Yes, whatever that may be. The key to this is the discrepancy in Miss Pavlova's story, I'm sure. If I can chase that down, maybe the truth will become clear. The truth about how you really died. And about how that scene in your cabin really came to be. Alright, I'll see what I can do. Excellent. Thank you, Mr. Naruto. So then, shall we begin? Yes. What should we ponder first? Is the victim who lost his life in a cabin that was bolted shut from the inside? Was this truly an unfortunate accident? Or was it in fact no accident at all? This is what we must establish in the first instance. But we already established it. We've already established it, haven't we? The man tripped over the kitten that climbed into his cabin via the ventilator. Tragic, yes, but still an accident. Wait, let's just take a step back. It doesn't make sense that that's really what happened, does it? I'm going to have to ask you to spell it out for me, I'm afraid. Yes, it's starting to take shape now. There's a clear contradiction between the facts and Miss Pavlova's story here. The evidence is right here in Cosmo's cabin. It's undeniable. His death couldn't possibly have been a mere accident. Really? Let us show our hand, Mr. Naruto. Time to present the evidence. The evidence that proves unequivocally the victim's death was no mere accident. It's gotta be the bell.
Yes!
This piece of broken glass next to the mark on the floor. And that's the glass bell the kitten had around its neck. You already know all about that. It was broken in half when the victim tipped over the cat and fell. So we already have a satisfactory explanation, so where's the flaw in that logic? Fortunately, there is a very big flaw. A fatal flaw. What? If that's really what happened, then how did the one half of the bell end up back here in this cabin? Ah! Yes, remember that we found the other half of the glass bell in that waste paper basket. Would you care to explain that, Miss Pavlova? Oh no, that's not the only reason either. There's something else we found in Mr. Akasogi's cabin. A remnant of something that couldn't possibly have been there if what Miss Pavlova told us was true. What? So, Sato-san has noticed it too then. Putting the piece of glass aside, there's something else that gives the truth away. Another piece of evidence that proves this was no accident. In other words, the writing?
Yes!
Writing. The truth is clearly recorded in this photographic print. There's no way that Mr. Sogi could have left this message on the floor. Script. It's Russian, isn't it? Indeed it is. The word written means wardrobe. I see what you mean. Most people would leave a dying message in their native language, Japanese in this case. But maybe he was studying Russian. It is a simple language. He could have picked it up very fast. That doesn't seem likely. That's actually not the point. It makes no difference whether he knew Russian or not. Sorry, what do you mean? Exactly what I said before. There's no way that Mr. Sogi could have left this message on the floor, and the reason why is clearly explained in here. Damage to the cervical vertebrae resulting in instant death. Instant death. Ah! Which means, yeah, after the victim fell to the floor, he couldn't possibly have written anything, because he was already dead. Both these pieces of evidence clearly point to the same conclusion. that when Mr. Hosogi died last night in his cabin, there was someone else in the room. And that same person deliberately arranged the scene to disguise the truth in order to cover up their own guilt. Yes, there was someone else present in Mr. Hosogi's. You are wasting time. Someone else was there? Duh, of course. We know this. What are you talking about? Are you saying me?
Yeah.
Bullhead was bolted shut from inside. There was no way in or out. Oh, yes. And only other person in cabin when young student died was you. It's true. I was in the cabin when it happened. You were shown inside the cabin wardrobe, to be precise about the details. But I don't know Russian. There was no way I could have left that message. Not would have. There's no way you could have left that message, to be precise about the details. Would you mind? Yeah, because of the note on the wardrobe. We wouldn't have been able to put it back if we had gotten out of it. It would have.
Even if you did know Russian, you could not have put it down there.
Right.
I mean, honestly, us being in this situation in the first place is ridiculous because the wardrobe was locked from the outside. There's absolutely no way we could have. The thing was sealed shut with that note. There's no way we could have put that note on there and gotten back in. Without somebody else doing it for us. So the only way that could have happened is if our friend had done it before he died.
Right.
Therefore, we could not have killed him.
Yeah, we couldn't have done it. Forgive me, my dear fellow. As I was saying, the person in question wrote the word wardrobe in Russian on the floor in an attempt to incriminate me for the crime, even though I had been asleep in there the entire time. And then the same person picked up the broken glass bell that had fallen to the floor, for fear of it becoming evidence that would show how Mr. Hosogi really died. But why wouldn't this person have taken all the pieces of the bell anyway? Leaving half behind was always going to raise questions. Yes, well, yeah, that's the question. It was past 1 o'clock in the early hours of the morning. The cabin would have been quite dark. That's true. A single small lamp suspended from the ceiling would barely have cast any light on the floor there. Little wonder then, the culprit failed to notice a fragment of the tiny item. You all suspect me, don't you? Oh shit. Seaman Shogunov. Nina is a woman of sea. She is daughter of strong sailor. 2 years ago, they noticed her dancing skills and she went away to join ballet company. But before, she was dancer on the ship, a member of ship's band. You do not accuse ship's angel of becoming criminal. Ah, so that's it. You say that when young student died, Nina was there in his cabin. But that is not possible. I give my tooth. Well, it's all more interesting. And why would you give your tooth, Bray? How can you be so sure? You are a great detective. You should know. Look truth in eyes. Captain Bullhead was bolted shut from inside. Nobody could go into cabin. Not Needle, not anyone. Or you want to tell me that the killer can walk through locked doors? It is possible. Hug, he's right. But wait, I read about this in detective stories. People often tie around door latches so they can open and close from the outside. Red, are you stupid? These bullheads are not barn doors. Certainly not. These are watertight doors, as one would expect to find in any modern steamship. Construction of heavy steel, with no gap in sight. No threads or needles or magnets could have been used. No, of course not. I thought so too. But Mr. Naruhodo suggested earlier so. Sarazan, how could you shift it onto me like that? So Seaman Shogunov has a valid point. The cabin door couldn't have been bolted shut from the inside. Not necessarily. What? I put it to you that I could bolt this cabin door without laying a finger on it. And in this very cabin, We can see the traces of the method I have in mind having been used before. You'll believe it. Well, Mr. Naruto, I believe you know what I mean, don't you? A way to shut the bolt of the cabin door from the outside? One way does spring to mind, yes. Do you really know what Mr. Shlom means to Mr. Naruto? Yes, and so should you, because we've seen it happen. Indeed we have. So, would you care to do the honors, Mr. Naruto? Wait till the telling signs. Yeah, I know. The books. The bookshelf. Bookshelf. Bookshelf? What?
Yes.
Bookshelf. Look at the bookcase here. See how all the books and things have toppled over? That must have happened when the ship made its emergency stop before. Yes, that's right. It's a very powerful vessel after all. When the engines are thrown into reverse, a violent jolt goes across the entire ship. Any small objects that aren't fastened down are bound to fall over. I believe, yes, it's what's known as the force of inertia acting on objects. Is there nothing Tata doesn't know? Or that isn't in her book at least? Well, whatever it's called, the same force that pushed over those books in the bookcase also made something else in this cabin move. The bolt on the cabin door. Oh. It was very obvious just after the emergency stop that the ship made earlier. We had come into this cabin not long before, and we hadn't bolted the door. But then... Hello, is anyone in there? Shout if you need assistance. Oh, that sounds like... Inspector Hosonaga. Oh, yes! That's it! When the ship stopped suddenly, the boat flew across and locked the door. Yes, it's made of metal, but it's small and light enough to be moved with the ship's sudden change of speed. Or the force of an ineptia, as you want to call it. Or are you trying to say that last night, after Mr. Sogi was killed, Yep.
That's incredibly lucky. It's so lucky.
Yeah. Although, I wouldn't say lucky, I feel like it was done on purpose. The SS Burial made another emergency stop? When I woke up this morning and looked around the cabin, I thought it looked a little odd. All the books on the shelves had toppled over, and all the ornaments. It was almost as if someone had run their hands across the shelves and deliberately knocked everything over. Oh yes, I remember that. And I stood them all up again, didn't I? Then when we came into this cabin, we were surprised to see the same thing in here. All the books and everything had toppled over, just like in Mr. Azogi's cabin. Oh my! Do you have anything to say about this, Miss Pavlova? Are you out of your mind? You say Maria made emergency stop? It does seem a little far-fetched. How could it possibly have happened? Unless you're saying that the culprit is actually someone from the engine room? Oh, it is simple enough. Are you forgetting the button in the passageway outside? Use to trigger the emergency alarm? Oh yes, of course. There was a notice, wasn't there, telling you only to press the button in times of emergency. On dark nights when the fog is dense, the captain cannot afford to rely on the eyes of his lookout alone, hence the placement of a number of buttons around the vessel to allow any crewmen to raise the alarm. The sort of button one is almost compelled to press to satisfy one's curiosity. Wait! It was you! When the button is pressed, two things happen in the interest of safety. The emergency alarm bell rings, the vessel comes to a complete stop. As indeed it did a little earlier today. Oh, he was the one who pressed the emergency stop a bit ago? Mr. Sloans? Surely it wasn't you who... As I was saying, a button has but one purpose in life. To be pressed, whatever the occasion. He sounds almost proud of himself. How dare you mess with ship? I report you to Captain. You are in much trouble now. Oh no, I'm sure that all can wait until later. Let's not overlook the fact that we have now learned a valuable lesson. When the vessel makes an emergency stop, and the bolts on the cabin door slide closed. So, we must now consider... Yes, it all comes down to one thing now. Last night, after what happened to Mr. Sogi, did the ship make an emergency stop, or did it not? You are idiots! We're on a huge ship with many passengers. If we make emergency stop, even in middle of night, there would be chaos everywhere. What are your thoughts, Mr. Naruto? Well, it's certainly possible that some kind of emergency happened last night. We have evidence to support that idea. Really? What evidence, Mr. Naruto? The book. The ship, log. Fascinating. Do show us, my good man. What evidence promotes the theory that some emergency gripped this vessel last night? The emergency, this thing. Yeah. What is that?
Yes!
Seaman Stroganoff. Is your duty to patrol the first class area of the ship, isn't that right? That is correct. Why? And the ship's log here. This would be where you record the details of your duties. What are you doing with that? That is mine! You rather carelessly lifted atop the little makeshift burrow in the passageway out there. But as responsible passengers, we took it into our care with a mind to return it to you later. I left there on purpose. That is where I put it always. The point is, looking at what you usually record, it's clear that under normal circumstances, you write the phrase "nothing to report" every 30 minutes. But from 2 o'clock last night until first light this morning, nothing was recorded at all. Nothing recorded in the log? That is... because nothing happened. But if nothing happened, you would normally write "nothing to report," wouldn't you? Gulp.
Gulp.
Indeed. So, which tells us the story. Which tells us that shortly after 2 a.m., something happened here aboard the SS Burya. Something sufficiently significant to make you forget to fill in the ship's log, in fact. Are you suggesting that the ship really didn't make an emergency stop in the middle of the night? Stop talking rubbish! If I'm perfectly honest, I find that a little hard to believe myself. Oh, why? Well, because if something was as major as an emergency stop really had happened, surely all of us would have noticed. That's very true. Thanks to the emergency stop we experienced earlier, we all know what it feels like now. The ship lurched so violently and the alarm bell was so loud. I can't imagine that anyone would sleep through that, even if it happened in the dead of night. Well, no, that's a good point. What of the throbbing? Sorry? What do you mean? Your head, man. The throbbing of your head is since this morning. You have all suffered with it. Oh, yes, I have a headache. You're right. In fact, I haven't been feeling myself since I woke up today. Nor have I. My head has been feeling heavy ever since dawn. Yes, you've all been afflicted, haven't you? Just as I suspected. He's right. My head's been throbbing today, too. And since eating dinner yesterday evening, everything has felt sort of hazy. I couldn't really remember anything that happened after I climbed back inside the wardrobe. Then the first thing I noticed this morning was the throbbing pain in my head. I had already been dragged out of the wardrobe and had those handcuffs put on me by that point. Why didn't I wake up when all of that was happening to me? Tell me, Mr. Naruto. You wore this vessel as a stowaway, didn't you? Oh, well, yes. Sorry. A stowaway class of accommodation doesn't really usually include meals. What did you survive on? Well, Cosmo looked after me. He was always happy to share his meals. So you enjoyed some of the whole roast chicken dish that was served yesterday evening, I take it? Yes, in fact, I had all of that. Cosmo wasn't fond of chicken. Oh, really? So the victim didn't eat any of the chicken at all? That's right, he didn't touch it. is that relevant? My dear fellow, does that not strike you? Oh, Mr. Slums, do you mean to say that there was something wrong with the chicken? I do. Yes! Yes! Oh, I hit it. I hit the head. I hit it right on the head. Ooh! Yes! And the reason why we woke up so late was because we were giving it after the dinner had happened. Like, other people would have eaten, like, immediately. Well, it took us a minute. It took us a bit before we would get that food. I do. No, really? Is that really true? The meal prepared for the passengers last night had been tampered with. Tampered with by the addition of a soporific. Designed to reduce... Soporific. Right. Designed to induce any very deep slumber in those who would consume it. Sleeping drug. Do you mean whoever did this laced every meal with a sleeping drug so no one would notice the ship's emergency stop? Listen, Naruhodo, of course that's not what Mr. Shlomes means. What a far-fetched idea. Precisely. Lacing every marrow of every passenger on board with a sulfuric drug would certainly be impossible. Unless, that is, every single member of the crew was a conspirator. What? Mr. Slomes? Well, seaman?
Or what about the person who hands out the food?
Say, We'll have to see. It's interesting. Sorry to say that any more description in this matter will get you nowhere.
I got a dumb question.
If he used to talk.
How does our little girl over here have enough force to kill our friend instantly?
Yeah.
I don't think that's feasible.
It may be Shogunov.
That's what I'm thinking. He's also very eager to blame us.
And he was saying that she was on this crew before. So it wouldn't be surprising if the other people on the crew are all conspiring.
Yes.
Not necessarily for Kazuma's murder, but so when they would sneak her on to the boat, no one would be awake to be a witness of her escaping onto the ship.
Yes. Or what about, he knew it was her, so instead of him basically blowing the whistle on it and, getting everybody in trouble and possibly having her not able to escape, they kill him so he doesn't say anything about her.
That's what I'm thinking, because of Kazuma not being asleep. I don't know. I'm also, I think maybe, I don't know. That or they're trying to cover up the accident as being Naruhodo being the killer so that there wouldn't be a big investigation and for authorities to find out about Miss Pavlova.
Yeah, that's also possible.
Yeah. Because they could have opened the wardrobe, seen Naruhodo in the wardrobe, put the note back on the wardrobe, then made the note on the floor saying wardrobe, and then left to try to blame Naruhodo for this, quote, murder, but it was an accidental death.
How do they know Japanese to write the thing on the wardrobe?
They didn't. They just took the note back. So they took the note off of the wardrobe to look inside, and then they just put the note back on.
Okay.
To, keep the crime scene the same. But if you refuse to talk, there would have to be an inquiry made through the shipping committee, of course. And were that to happen, every member of the crew and the captain himself would be hauled over the coals. Or an aiding and abetting a renegade. Yep. Please, no more. I will tell everything. I cannot make problems like this for everyone anymore. These crewmen are your former comrades, I believe. Yes, so when I decided to run away, I asked them to help me. We all agreed to help, everyone together. She threw away everything, her fame in the ballet, Mother Russia. We wanted to help our angel. I don't believe it. You are right. We put sleeping drug in chicken last night. Yes, I remember now. I did know chewing on a lump of something strange and bitter at one point. Duh. We could not make all drug. How do you say, dissolve? Ugh. Talk about heavy seasoning. At midnight, in waters near Shanghai, we brought our angel on board. She was helped by a comrade on shore with a small fishing boat. All the passengers of the SS Borea slept soundly. Thanks to the almost magical effects of the slumber-inducing potion their evening meals had contained. So that's what happened. The only people awake on the ship last night were the crew, people who just like chicken, and the newly boarded passenger, Miss Pavlova. And that means it would have been possible for you. You could have used the emergency stop trick to lock Cosmo's door cabin. I don't think it was her. I think it was Stroganoff or somebody. Because they would have known by being on the ship that this could happen sometimes. That the door could get locked after an emergency stop. I guess she could have known too because she was on the ship before, but how does that make sense? Surely every cabin door would have ended up locked in that case, and there would have been complete chaos. Oh, I wouldn't say so. What? Of course. Just like us, all the other passengers would have eaten their evening meal of chicken in their cabins, after which they would have been overwhelmed by tiredness because of the sleeping drug. Right. Accordingly, all passengers were already in their cabins for the night. Yes. The overwhelmingly majority of passengers would habitually sleep with their cabin doors bolted anyway, and so not one of them would have found it remarkable to find their door locked in the morning. In summary, in order to fasten the bolt of a single cabin door on the ship, the culprit brought the entire vessel to an emergency stop in the early hours of the morning. You have talked long enough and said many things. What is point? The point is what I said earlier. There was somebody else present in the scene when the victim lost his life last night. Someone who left a message in Russian on the floor, an attempt to incriminate another. Someone who tried desperately to hide the broken fragments of glass that would reveal the culprit's identity. And someone who abused the ship's emergency stop procedure in order to lock the door. All told, a busy night. But... I don't know about any of this. I'm just a little girl. You like to speak with your long English words and explain your clever ideas. But I am sailor, and sailors don't listen to long, boring stories. We don't believe. Sailors like me, we trust only what we see with our eyes. A laudable trait. What? I am quite of the same disposition, my good man. Observation to me is everything. Mr. Naruto. Oh, yes? Do you hear it? That accusatory cry of guilt on the wind? What's accusatory cry of guilt? Sorry, you've lost me.
No,
Proof of involvement, man. But you can't hear such a call with your ears. No. You must hear it with your eyes, for observation is the bias of all deduction. What are you talking about? I believe the time has come for one final logic and reasoning spectacular to expose the truth. So, Mr. Naruto, your assistance, if you please! With what exactly, Mr. Shlums? With observation, my dear fellow, just as I said, of these two prevaricators. Observation? If you remember, Mr. Naruhodo, we know that somebody tried to fabricate evidence, and by tampering with the scene of Mr. Soki's death. What we're looking for is some trace of evidence that one of these two was there when it happened. Precisely, you're delightfully quick to grasp my meaning. Alright, I'll see what I can do. So we're looking for a trace of evidence that shows someone else was there last night when Cosmo died. Okay. What are we looking for here? Trace? I look like...
Not gonna lie, this soundtrack goes really hard. I really like the soundtrack.
Yeah, it's very good. Can I look at his arms? He has arms like tree trunks, doesn't he? Hairy tree trunks. Yes, he certainly has sailor's arms. He's a born man of the sea. Even if I had been awake, I couldn't have done anything about being dragged out of the wardrobe by this man. Naruhodo-san, are you alright? You seem to be lost in thought. Oh, sorry. Blame those hairy tree trunks. Okay. She has such pretty years among the beautiful hair, like little pink shells. Oh, what's that? There's something attached to her ear. Ah, I expect that's what's called an earring. It's a little piece of jewelry. An earring, is it? It is really tiny. Perhaps there's part that's missing. Maybe it broke off. So now all that's left is the clasp part that attaches to the ear. If that's the case, she doesn't appear to have noticed that it's broken. Do we have, like... Because this ear has an earring. She has such petite ears among the beautiful hair, like pink cliff shells. Oh, what's that? There's something dangling down from her ear. Ah, that's an earring. The crescent moon part looks as though it's made from wood. It's charming, isn't it? Women do love to, love adornments like that. In her hair, around their necks, on their fingers, and even hanging from their ears, it seems. Well, jewelry is beautiful, Naruto-san. Okay. Oh! Here we go!
Ooh, incriminating!
That's ink! Purple ink! Oh, look at this! It's some kind of stain in an unusual place. Yes, you're right. It looks like ink, if I'm not mistaken. Ink. And look at the color, too. It's clear where this came from. Okay. There we go. Here we go.
Guilty!
Yes!
Purple ink! Ink stain! You were in the room! Seaman Stroganoff! You seem to have quite a large purple stain on the back of your white uniform there. Yes, I don't know where that dirt came from. So nothing in particular comes to mind about this stain? What are you trying to say? It would appear that the significance of the stain has escaped your attention, Seaman. Allow us to make it plain. It's a very large purple stain on the back of Seaman Stroganoff's uniform, and I think that's what made it clear. Indeed it is. So, Mr. Naruto, present the evidence that proves it. My pleasure. Alright then, the evidence that proves that the stain on the back of the Seaman Stroganoff's uniform really is... Yeah. Back. present.
Yes!
Here we go. Yes, it's this photograph and the ink. It shows. That's what caused the stain on your uniform. Ink. A rather unusual color of ink, purple. The penny drops at last. Now you see the significance. The Russian word on the floor next to the victim's body was written in purple ink. Oh wait, that was me. No. And the stain on the back of your uniform is ink of the exactly same color. If the ink had been dry, it couldn't possibly have stained your uniform in that way, which means you must have been present in the cabin in the moments immediately after the ink was spilt. Alright, yes. It was me. I did it. Everything. I arranged everything in dead student's cabin to make it look like Wardrobe Man did it. Then I pressed the button to make Maria do emergency stop and both cabin doors shut. I did everything so no one would suspect our angel. Please. Don't worry, Angel. Let me do talking. It was after 1 in the morning. I was on duty, patrolling passageway. Then our angel came to me. She was right like sheet. Beth, please, you must help me. I went with her. The door to cabin number 1 was open. When I looked inside, I saw a student boy on the floor. What happened here? Please, don't tell anyone. My little one. My little furry friend. Everything that happened in cabin is like Angel told you. The kitten escaped through the ventilator into Mr. Asogi's cabin. Then he tripped over it and broke his neck when he fell to the floor. Oh wait, no, he fell to the floor. Yes, that is right. So after the incident... What? What?
I don't know. I don't buy the whole accident thing.
I'm not sure. It would make sense of why there wasn't any sort of mark on his neck. Because there wasn't any sort of outside, like, mark. And if he had gotten hit in the back of the neck, it would have left a mark.
Yeah.
So him falling would make a lot more sense. Mind you, he probably would have had a mark on his chin, but whatever. That's a detail. So after the incident, when the cat ran away, Miss Pavlova then visited the cabin next to hers, only to find its occupant lying lifeless on the floor. She said she was worried when she heard sound of something falling on the floor. That's when she went to look. No, Angel? The door was not locked, so she opened to look, and you already know what happened after. There's just one thing, if you wouldn't mind. What? When you went to Mr. Asoki's cabin, Miss Pavlova, was he already dead? Why? I already told you, when Nina opened door of student cabins looked at, I was asking Miss Pavlova. Oh, shit.
Ooh.
Well, Miss Pavlova? I don't... Oh. Yes, that is right. I saw him. It was dark, and he was wearing black, but he was on the floor, not moving. I was scared.
When they got there, he was already dead.
Yeah, I understand, and I believe you. Yeah, because there would have been other marks and stuff on the floor, probably. If he had moved. Like, more of the scuffing of his, the shoe wax or whatever.
Yeah.
So is that finally it now? Have we discovered the real truth about Kazuma's death at last?
No.
Ah, something very nearly slipped my mind. Oh, Mr. Slumps? That's photograph. Yes, I took this myself, you know. The cause of death was a broken neck. Therefore, the victim died instantly. In the unfortunate incident that precipitated these events, a kitten on which the victim stumbled. However, if those are the facts, there is one particular area in this photograph. It seems to me somewhat unnatural. What do you mean unnatural? What are your thoughts on the matter, Mr. Naruto? Oh, well... A Kazuma tripped and fell, and by some terrible stroke of bad luck broke his neck. Which part of his body print seems unnatural? His finger?
Yeah, his fingers.
Or, yeah, his hands. Both his hands.
Yes.
Yeah, why would his fist be? Why would one fist be clenched as well?
Yeah, you would probably try to prepare for impact.
Yeah,
You'd have your hand open.
basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This word in Russian clearly wasn't read by Kazuma. So if you're looking for something unnatural, that's the obvious point. Very true, it is certainly particular, but it's not what I meant by unnatural, I'm afraid. That particular crass detail was orchestrated by the culprit. I was trying to look at the hand, but okay. Let me try to find another point. Oh, I see. Imagine, if you will, losing your footing yourself. In my opinion, if you landed as the victim appeared to have done here, it would be most unnatural. I'm sure you will reach the same conclusion. How lovely you are, Mr. Shlomes. Thank you for your gentle guidance. Okay, so it is the fist. Kazuma tripped and fell. Bad luck of his neck. Which part of the photograph? His fist?
Yes.
Alright, if he really fell due to an unfortunate accident, then his fist just doesn't seem quite right. The exact same thought occurred to me. In a fall, one's instinct is to open the palms flat. Yet here we see the victim with his left hand tightly balled into a fist. Almost, you might say, as though he were gripping something. What do you mean? Suddenly that I took the liberty of investigating the victim's fist a short while ago. You did? And what, pray, do you imagine I found there? My dear fellow? Mr. Shlomes, show us, please. Oh, okay, I've been wondering this. What does he have? Why, of course, my dear madam. Would you like please keep you in suspense? Oh, shit! Oh, shit. I was wondering where the other ear was. This is what I found. Oh, a crescent moon with a little gemstone in the middle? Yes, you're right. A crescent moon. It's very pretty, but what does it tell us? It does nothing. I'm not so sure. That crescent moon looks familiar somehow. I'm sure I've seen it somewhere before. Observation, Mr. Naruto. That is the key. What? The truth is now tantalizingly close. How did that crescent moon come to be in Kazuma's clenched fist? This is the final clue! The last piece of the puzzle! Ask yourself, what does this little crescent moon mean? What significance has it? And observe! Find the answer with your own eyes!
Yes.
Right here. Miss Pavlova, I noticed that on your ear. Even though you have a metal earring, the decorative part of it seems to be missing. The little link holding it onto it must have broken, I suppose. What? But looking at your other ear, I notice a crescent moon. I don't believe it! Now, the missing crescent moon was found in the victim's clenched fist. Certainly, there is only one logical conclusion. Would you agree, Mr. Naruto? Yes. Miss Pavlova, Mr. Asogi must have grasped that crescent moon and pulled it from your ear, perhaps just moments before he fell to the floor. In other words, last night, Mr. Asogi's cabin, you witnessed the moment when the victim fell with your own eyes. In fact, you were quite literally at arm's length from him. Oh shit. But then the question is, why did Mr. Asogi do that? Why did he pull your earring from your ear and hold it to his clenched fist during his final moments? Oh no. Angel? No one can protect you now. Please, Miss Pavlova, tell us the truth. Last night, what did you do to Kazuma? Oh shit, what did she do? When I think about everything that happened yesterday, it was too much. Running away, the fishing boat in the middle of the night, trying to climb onto this huge ship. And then, when I was at last in this cabin and I could relax after this horrible long day. Darka, wait! I couldn't believe it when she disappeared through the ventilator. I tried to call her with a little whistle. I tried waving her favorite toy, but nothing worked. Darka would not come back. My question is, where's the cat? Oh god. Well, why are you doing it here at this time of night, Inspector? Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was a friend of mine. The young man from your country, he was very polite and kind. He helped me to find Darka, and he promised not to tell anyone. But then, when I had my friend in my arms again, and I was going to leave the man's cabin... Just a moment. Sorry, but... Oh, yes? I'm sure I know your face. I've seen you somewhere before. Of course, you're Nikolina Pavlova, aren't you? The Russian ballerina! Huh? No, I don't know that name. My heart nearly stopped when he said that. He knew who I was. How could this man from a land so in the Far East know a Russian ballerina? Yes, I saw your performance in Japan. The beauty of the ballet made a deep impression on me. But, what are you doing on this ship? I'm sure I read that your ballet company was performing in Shanghai at the moment. I can't fool him. I have to tell him the truth and hope he doesn't tell anyone. I have no other choice. I see. So you're a runaway. Please keep my secret. Don't tell anyone. Give me a moment. I could use another opinion here. Oh!
She thinks that he's gonna like raise the alarm on her?
Yes, he's gonna get somebody's attention. Why would I think I could trust him? But he was going for the wardrobe. Then it happened, everything at once. It was only a second, but it felt like forever. Wait, I shouted, and then... Darka jumped out of my arms and down to the young man's feet. And... as he turned around to look at me... I pushed him. Oh, man. I didn't even know why. I don't know why I did it. I was just so scared. And I had to stop him from telling anyone about me.
Well, that doesn't make you look out to be...
Oof.
exactly an innocent person.
No. Man, that's crazy. And that's when you went to fetch help from Seaman Shogunov, who was on duty out in the passageway. I heard Nina crying out and thought on floor, so I ran to her. She was standing at cabin door, shaking like leaf. She looked at me and said, "Help me, Beth. If they find out, I will be... Please, I have nowhere to go." So you decided to help. And that's when you arranged things in Kazuma's cabin to make it look like I did it. So that no one suspect the passenger in the cabin next door? Yes. I went into cabin and I looked around to make sure there was nothing to show Nina was there. And then I found Stowaway in wardrobe, still sleeping. Right, that's when he found me. So you worked out a plan to lay the blame on the Stowaway. I closed wardrobe doors and put back strange paper sign. Luckily for me, that's the only reason Suzato-san started to believe me when I said I was innocent. I dragged young man's body into a good place and used ink that was spilling to write on floor. I wrote, so that person would find him and would look inside wardrobe and find Stowaway. And tell me, what of the glass bell? It was by my feet, so I picked it up. I see. But it was dark in the cabin. I didn't notice the other half. Then Angel went back to her cabin, and I finished job by pressing the emergency alarm button in the passageway. Yes.
I really like how we find out that she killed somebody, and he
Yeah.
keeps calling her Angel.
Right. Angel of Death, I guess you could say.
He's the Grim Reaper.
Accordingly, the SS Borea did indeed come to an emergency halt at a little after 2 a.m., thus enticing the bolts on the cabin door to slide shut, creating the locked room mystery. There's still one thing I don't understand, Miss Pavlova. What? Well, you said that you told Kazuma about the fact that you'd run away from your homeland. And it's because you were worried he was going to tell the captain that you pushed him. Isn't that right? Yes, but even if he had pulled the bell cord and called for the captain of the ship, aren't you friends with every member of the crew? Why would that have been a problem?
Because the captain isn't on board?
It was what he said first that made me scared. What he said first. What are you doing here at this time of night? Oh, Inspector! Ah!
Oh, so she knew that there was somebody looking for her.
She thought somebody was looking for her on the ship already. But the inspector was actually just to watch Kazuma.
Yeah.
Oh, man,
That's really good.
that is. It's so unfortunate. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was a friend of mine. He said an inspector was his friend. Yes, meaning me, who was supposed to be acting as his bodyguard. I thought that if police knew about me, they would arrest me. So before he could pull the bell cord, May I stop you a moment, please, Miss Pavlova? It just doesn't seem to make sense. I mean, was Mr. Hosogi really going to pull the bell cord? I don't know. What? No, he's going to open the wardrobe. What do you think, Mr. Naruhodo? No, he was opening the wardrobe. Well, I'm not Kazuma, so I can't know for certain. But he was a man of his word. If he told you he wouldn't give your secret away, then he wouldn't have done. No, he was walking over to it. He was going to pull the cord. He was going to make them send me back. Well, Mr. Naruhodo, the day's work is not yet done, it seems. There's one more deduction to make. What? Another deduction? Yes, what action was the victim really about to take at that moment? Can we determine whether the young man's gaze was directed? Yeah. First, consider the victim's location with his cabin. That's easy, I remember every detail of that room. I mean, yes, I spent quite a lot of time in the wardrobe, but still. The cabin has been my home for this entire voyage. So this is how the cabin looked last night when Miss Pavlova visited Kazuma-sama? Yes, it's exactly how it was. Are you ready then, Mr. Narod? Yes. If there's one thing I've learned today, it's that a simple gaze can reveal all matter of truths. And not only that, in order to draw the right conclusion, you can't afford to be out by even a little bit when you're following the gaze to where it lands. So, when he turned away from Miss Pavlova, what exactly was Cosima looking at? Definitely the wardrobe.
He's waiting for us.
Yeah.
He's seeking our advice.
Yeah, because he wants our advice. He trusts us. We're his bestest buddy.
Right.
Considering everything that happened last night, certainly it may have looked as though Cosmo was going to ring the bell cord. Yes, however, what is directly beside the bell cord? The wardrobe. The wardrobe? And more importantly, what was inside the wardrobe? The man's great friend, sleeping so soundly. Miss Pavlova, please, think back very carefully. What were Mr. Azoki's exact words last night? Give me a moment, you'd use another opinion here. Another opinion? Yes, but not from a member of the crew. Oh, Mr. Azoki intended to consult his close friend on the matter. To see if, between them, they might be able to help in some way, no doubt. Oh, no. Sadly, we can't know the truth for certain now. It's too late for that. But I wish you had made sure of what Mr. Azoki was looking at. Things may have ended very differently if you had. Miss Pavlova, I want to thank you for finally admitting the truth. But unfortunately, the truth is, a man lost his life because of what you did, and that will never change. I hope you'll never forget that. I'm sorry. Really, I'm so sorry. What have I done? Aw. It was very sad. And so, at long last, the mystery surrounding the tragic accident on the SS Buria was finally laid to rest. Man. January 9th, 7:14 p.m. SS Buria, first class cabin passageway. What will happen to Miss Pavlova now then? Once we reach Great Britain, she'll be handed over to the British police at Scotland Yard. What about the fact that she ran away from Russia? Won't the Russians try to repatriate her? Apparently, the English detective can speak to the immigration office and sort all that out. Mr. Sloan can do that? So she won't be going back to Russia then? No, I don't think so. Even if she wanted to return in the future, I doubt she would be able to. She ran away, so now she's in exile for life. I see. I'm sorry. Seaman Stroganoff? I wanted to help our angel, no matter what, but I didn't think about you, about how you lost good friend. I will go with Nina. I will give myself to British police. That's kind of you. In the meantime, thank you for letting me go free again. Cosima's death feels like such a waste, but... well, do what you can for Miss Pavlova, won't you? Duh. Aw. Well, I'm afraid you need to pack now. We're due to arrive at Hong Kong tomorrow. As much as it pains me, I'm going to have to hand you over to the consul to arrange your passage back to Japan. Yes, I did stow away after all. I couldn't really expect any different. Ugh. So you should get back to your cabin now.
Kazuma-sama's cabin.
Yeah. It looks like my student tour to Great Britain is over before it's even begun then. To think that only days ago, Kazuma and I were laughing together about how we'd tear up the streets of London. That seems like a distant memory now. Oh, what's that? Is it someone weeping? Oh. Suzato-san? Naruhodo-san, I didn't know you had returned. Oh, well, I haven't been back long. Inspector Hosonaga just told me I should pack, you know, ready to leave the ship tomorrow and all that. Aww. I still can't believe this has happened. I can't believe someone's life can be over just like that. Suzato-san. He had such a grand ideas for this visit to Great Britain. So many dreams. And now they've been cruelly taken away. Just as he has. I thought I could never forgive the person responsible. But now we know the truth. It was just an accident. Just a silly series of mishaps. It's too much, Naruhodo-san. Just too much. Yeah, it's a whole lot of misunderstandings. Yes, I know. I wish there was something I could say. Huh? Oh, Inspector. My duty was to see Asogi-san safely to Great Britain, but I failed, and caused his two closest friends great pain and suffering as a result. I've let everyone down, and I will do anything to make up for my terrible blunder. Nobody blames you, Inspector. You're not free again now. At least, huh? God damn it, man. Surprise, Mr. Naruhodo! What is the meaning of this? Oh, a trifling matter. Simply that in my head I shall always picture you wearing those shackles. Without them, the balance seems all wrong. It's distracting. Sorry? So I decided to restore them for old time's sake. Shall we say you are a stowaway after all? He thinks this is funny? Dang it. Mr. Sloanes. We do appreciate all your assistance. I'd like to thank you from the bottom of my heart. Not at all, and though it's a little late, may I offer my sincere condolences? The loss of your companion is truly heart-rending. I hope that you will be able to fulfill some of his aspirations in his honor. I'm afraid that won't be possible. We shall be disembarking at the next port in Hong Kong. We have to return to Japan and make a full report about everything that's happened. What? Wait a minute. It's just me that has to go back, isn't it? I mean, I was the stowaway. Terms of this study tour were negotiated by the Department of Justice in both Great Britain and Japan. It was to be one lawyer and one assistant. Was to be? In the light of Mr. Sogi's unfortunate death, I'm afraid the study tour can no longer go ahead. Excuse me, we can still have one lawyer and one assistant. Pretty sure that's what's gonna happen. Oh no, I don't care for me, but... Poor Suzato-san. My dear fellows, the majority of problems have an extremely simple solution, you know. All you require is one lawyer, and the study tour can continue, surely. But there is no one else with the necessary qualifications, Mr. Sloanes. We know of no other lawyer. Qualifications, you say? Any qualifications obtained in your own country will be of little value in Great Britain, I'm afraid. Oh, but anyway, the voyage to London will still promises a good month of time. Ample opportunity, I would say, to find yourselves another suitable lawyer. Yes. Miss Sato? Yes. Do you think perhaps I may be able to do it? You are not a lawyer, Mr. Naruhodo. Oh, unless... Are you studying law? No, I'm not, but... I can. I'm sorry, in that case I don't think there's even a chance it could work. But as I said, there's still more than a month before we reach England's shores. Isn't that right, Mr. Naruhodo? Yes, I have a month in which to study, to learn what I must to become a lawyer in Great Britain. Mr. Naruhodo, that's ridiculous. Are you seriously suggesting anybody could learn all of that in just 30 days? There's only one way to find out. I would work my fingers to the bone, Inspector, every single day. Will you let me try? And if, by the time we reach Great Britain, I haven't learned enough to be recognized as a lawyer, I'll take whatever punishment is deemed appropriate. But why put yourself in such a difficult position? For Kazuma. He said that there was something he had to do in Great Britain, and that he would sacrifice anything to make it happen. He was passionate about it. I can't let all that passion just come to nothing. And anyway, it's for my own benefit too. I will become a lawyer. I have to. What do you say, Mrs. Sato? Aw. I think it's a wonderful idea. Thank you. So, what does our speckled inspector friend say? Are you serious? One lawyer and one assistant. The numbers are indisputable. Oh, no, it's madness. It's fascinating, would you agree? Fascinating. Duty and rules are the dull routine of existence that we all abhor. Give us interest, give us fascination! Speak for yourself! Besides, qualifications are no measure of a man. What matters is his character, no? And you've witnessed ample evidence of this man's exemplary character today with your own eyes, from the early hours of this morning until this very moment now. Despite contending with the passing of his close companion, and despite the accusation of the guilt, this man has shown resourcefulness, intelligence, and above all, courage. Very well. I'll think of a clever way to earn my reward to the Department of Justice. Inspector! After all, I did just make a promise, didn't I? I said I'd do anything to make up for my shortcomings here. Oh, thank you, Inspector. If you'll excuse me, I must pay a visit to the captain's quarters, I think. I need to discuss what to do next, and how to best make my report. Alright. Are you really prepared to attempt this, Mr. Naruhodo? Yes, I'm going to try. I wonder, would you consider teaching me what I need to know? Everything about being a lawyer? I would be delighted to help you. I am a judicial assistant after all. Thank you. And, Mr. Naruhodo? I'd like you to take charge of this. What? Me? Are you sure? I'm sure it's what Kazuma-sama would have wanted. Its name is Kuruma. It's a great sword. It's been in the Asogi clan for generations. Very well. I accept. I'll treasure it, always. So then, Mrs. Otto, it seems we'll be working together for some time to come yet. It will be an honor, Mr. Naruhodo. And for the next 40 days, I shan't grant you a single minute of freedom. We shall fill every spare moment with study. Yes, that's exactly what I need. Hell yeah, we are determined. But before we begin, I have an earnest favor to ask of you two. Goodness, what is it? Please throw me to the ground. 3 times! What? I should never have doubted you. You were Kazuma-sama's closest friend. Of course you would never have done anything to hurt him. That should have been obvious to me from the start. But I allowed suspicion to get the better of me. And no matter how upset I was feeling, it was completely unforgivable behavior. No, you weren't shocked. You just found out about me stowing away and the cabin door was locked from the— No! I won't let you make excuses for me. Whatever the circumstances, I should never have thrown you, and not just once, but 5 times! Ha! The number keeps creeping up, doesn't it? Please, you must! Just take hold of me and throw me. Do it! Don't even think about it! No. I don't even know how— I've never thrown anyone in my life. Very wise, Mr. Naruto. It isn't a skill one acquires without considerable training. Oh, Mr. Shlomes, you're still here. I observed your throwing technique several times with great interest. I confess, I was most impressed. When did you see that? I presume that would be a form of Japanese wrestling? Oh, well, in a way, it's not wrestling, but my own interpretation of an ancient jujutsu technique. Apparently it's called the Suzoto takedown. It leaves your head swimming, believe me. I'll be gilding. I am a practitioner of the combative arts myself. I am a somewhat accomplished boxer. There he goes, dancing around again. I wonder if you'd be so kind as to instruct me on the technique of your wrestling throw. Yes, I'd be honored. Then let us not dally. Demonstrate, my dear madam. Oh, of course. She's gonna flip me again.
Fun.
Are you ready, Mr. Naruhodo? Sorry? Yep. You did 6 times now. As you can see, you throw from the abdomen. Oh yes, resting indeed. And that is what you termed the Susato takedown, is it? Actually, no, that was a Susato squash.
She's blushing.
Oh my god. Oh my god. In my groggy state of consciousness, a scene from an evening recently spent with Kazuma flickered into my mind. Oh. Karma? That's right. It's a prized sword that's been passed down through generations of the Sogi clan. Go away, thing. I can't believe you managed to get permission to bring it with you. I mean, taking a katana on a study tour is more than a little regular, surely?
Hey,
Japanese man.
Weapons on board.
Yeah. A Japanese man's sword is his solo Runosuke. I can't be parted from my katana. The rumor guides me. I truly believe that. So its name compels its wielder to slice evil in two? Not that you would need such compelling on that subject. There's something very important that I have to do in Great Britain, and I'll sacrifice anything to make it happen. I'd appreciate you seeing it through with me. Of course I will. Whatever it is, I'll see it through to the end with you. I knew you wouldn't let me down. That important thing he had to do. I still don't know what that was. But I'm going to see the place for myself and work it out. In Great Britain's capital, London. End of chapter 2? Chapter 2? Crash Course Candidates. Yep, completion of episode 2, The Greatest Tourney Adventures. Oh my goodness. Well, it seems like a great time to end it for the night.
Yeah, that was a very... I'm mad. You know how mad I am?
Yeah.
I'm so mad that Sholmes became not only competent but a likable character in the second half of that case, and it pisses me off. He went from
Yeah.
a pretentious idiot to like super poignant, super observant,
I
and
mean,
even
he's
though he
still
didn't
kind of an
say
idiot.
everything, he is still kind of an idiot, but he still was much more helpful than not in the latter half of the case.
Yeah.
And he suddenly went from saying ridiculous and stupid observations to be mostly correct, 70% correct or something in some of his
Yeah.
observations, or otherwise very, very good on the correct track, let's say, at
Yeah,
least.
pointed out some very good information.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh. But,
And then being
oh
the third
man.
wheel there at the very end.
Yeah. Oh man. He definitely makes it very interesting.
Yeah. No doubt. Okay. Yeah, let's
All
call it there for tonight. I don't think
right.
we're gonna have with just 40 minutes we're not gonna have enough time to get through another case or get to a
Nah.
point.
Nah, I think it's a
I
good time.
I am extremely happy with this sequel,
Yes.
Phoenix sequel. It is significantly higher quality in my opinion than the previous entry of the 999 series.
Mm-hmm.
It
Oh
is
my gosh,
it
absolutely.
feels like a continuation. That last 999 game was just like it felt like amateur hour. It really did, especially in the
It
beginning.
did. It felt like it's did not work. Just didn't really work out great.
No, they had to do so many ass pulls, and the way that they structured the story made it so that no deaths ever felt meaningful, ever.
Really, it didn't.
It's just trivialized. It's just like, oh well, it's like the difference between suffering and going through something and having like a bond to the character and then watching them die horrifically. And even though you know it won't
Mm.
be the end because you can go to like the previous timeline, there are still emotional stakes. And then the
Yeah.
last game, when we were told, oh, well, you have to go through every timeline because X amount of timelines and blah blah blah. It just felt like just like pressing the start button on your controller for just to continue with no penalty. You
Right.
know what I mean? It didn't have any stakes, and that was awful. But anyways, no, this
Yeah.
is also. Did I mention I love the soundtrack on this? It's amazing.
Yes, it's very
The
good.
soundtrack is great.
Honestly, all like even the first the three first Ace Attorney games, just classic, very classic sounding and stuff. Like I still hear the music and stuff in like videos on YouTube and stuff like all the time, and I'm like, that's Ace Attorney music.
Mm-hmm. If
uh
we better start doing objections soon with our katana. That better
yes.
happen.
I hope we do have the
Objection
katana with
versus
us in the
katana.
courtroom. That'd be awesome.
We'll have the hachimaki, the bandana on us too. That'd be
Yes.
awesome.
They'll
All
be
right.
like at the end when we like become a Super Saiyan attorney.
Oh yeah, when we're like in our final argument or whatever, and
Yes.
we put on the bandana.
Yes.
That'll be awesome. All
That
right.
would be awesome.
I'll catch you later.
Yep, see us. Pacha. Alright, that is going to be it for the night. That was a lot of fun. I'm excited to find out more. Find out what's going down. For Luck Shlomes, I'm still thinking he's not a real detective. I don't think he has. I think he's a fake detective. I don't know. But I like it. I like a lot of these characters. They're really great. I was really surprised with how that ended. I didn't think Miss Pavlova was actually going to be the murderer. That was really interesting. Um, that's gonna be it for tonight. Hopefully next week we will be back with more the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. I don't know. See you next week. Bye 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 bye.